Oh.
You had fallen asleep. That, well, that was just the truth. You had managed to kind of pass out, lulling yourself and losing consciousness, and getting a night that was mostly restful. And you find yourself waking up again very, very slowly as a noise, a song, is accompanied by your awake. A soft, somber, light song that drifts up, single notes playing as your eyes slowly drift open. You kind of feel a bit confused for a second. Your mask wasn't taken off before you went to bed,
Yeah.
and that messes with you for a moment. You have like a strange like taste in your throat just from the incense going in your nose all night, and it's weird. It adds to the groggy sensation that you feel when you wake up. Uh, Makes sense though. Orchestra must not have taken off your mask, so you kind of realize that she did, however, moved you onto that little bed that you moved out here just before you went to bed last night. And you kind of shift around on those pillows, the sunlight from the morning drifting in and getting through the small areas of your mask where you can see.
Oh. She slowly drags herself up. What was I? Alright. She remembers the events of the last night. Everything that happened with Teach, with Zenith, and then finally with Orchestra. And rather than be in the same space that she was before, that space of fear and anger, instead she just feels tired, I guess. Maybe it's the fact that she slept on the floor, or maybe it's that easy morning light that's drifting in through this actual comfortable apartment window. But part of her actually feels well rested for the first time in a little bit. She drags herself up. Ugh. Sees Orchestra just sitting there with a music box, actually. She walks over. What do you have there?
Orchestra stops and turns around, and you'd expect that, well, maybe you would have just caught her in some embarrassing situation, that she might try to shut the box suddenly, but she does none of those things. You notice that her conductor's wand is simply laying on the table as she kind of leans over, her hands pressed to her chin. She kind of looks at you a bit, and then just kind of looks back at the music box, and kind of just enjoys it a little bit.
Yep.
Um,
Illyria is going to follow up on that cue and say nothing and just sit down and, like, while waking up, just listen to the music box too for as long as Orchestra wants to listen to this thing.
mhm. And, well, almost humorously, you sit down and start, like, kind of getting into it, but, well, the music box kind of reaches the end of its rotation right there, and you're just kind of left at that point. And Orchestra just kind of lightly reaches forward and grabs the music box, closes it slowly, and sticks it inside of her pouch once more. And she kind of looks at you, picks up the conductor's wand again, and kind of gestures for you to respond to something.
Oh. Well, first of all, that was a very nice tune.
She nods.
She thinks about it. Did you make the rest of the music that we listened to? Did you make that tune?
She shakes her head no.
Okay. Well, I'd love to hear something that you made. Let's have something easygoing, she says, looking over at the door, hoping.
You do that, and you let's get some easy going then. She plays something easy going, and she actually does notice you look at the door a bit, and she kind of like kind of reaches over and puts her hand on your shoulder, and is just kind of like she's still smiling, but she's just giving you very passive support.
Well, thank you. Might as well not waste any more time.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to start somewhere.
You step in through that door,
Yeah.
and it's you feel an instant sinking sensation as you move on through, as you feel some of that concern start to drift back in as you notice Teach still out on the bed, but this time there seems to be a bit more immediately wrong, you think you realize.
Mm.
As you
Well,
approach and close. Yeah?
Is she awake?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah. No, she's not awake. She seems to be tossing. You So yeah, you approach up a little bit more, and despite asking for calm music, uh, unfortunately, Orchestra has to play the songs that must be played, and
Mm.
in this moment, she plays something else instead. You kind of approach in, and you notice that the spider lily that had crumbled earlier had kind of at this point, well, it fell onto the bed and it had been rolled over at multiple points. It seems to be crushed up, tiny little dusted particles just shifting off the bed. But there's more to that too. I want you to make the first medicine roll in this.
Oh boy! D20 plus 1d6. Bada boom! It's just she's fine. She's fine. It's fine. No, I'm fucking around.
Yeah. You go up and God. Jay.
Yeah.
How is Illyria doing right now with that? Oh wait. That's a natural 1. I know what that means.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
Because whenever Illyria rolls a natural 1, her mysophobia starts acting up.
Oh.
And I know exactly why it would. When you approach up, you kind of start looking and you notice that there are a lot of new symptoms. You notice that she's shivering, but beyond that, there's skin that's started to peel away at certain parts of the body. And it's resulted in a bunch of small little skin particles and tiny little just pieces of flesh that have started to litter around the room like just so much pieces of like dirt and lint and other things. And something about this symptom in particular just sends a shock to the back of your head. It grosses you out. And as embarrassing as it is to admit, it slows you for a second. You want to go straight in, but you feel yourself, well, a bit anxious as that symptom starts to manifest.
Okay, I'm gonna be a bad doctor now.
Oh boy.
Illyria sees this, and she knows that Teach probably needs help immediately, but I think with the Nat 1 and it acting on her own insecurities, Illyria slowly exhales, walks back, and cracks the door open.
Mm-hmm.
She,
Orchestra stops playing.
I think she needs more time to rest.
Orchestra kind of looks at you and then thinks a bit. She strokes her chin slightly, and then she kind of taps down with the conductor's wand right here in front of that chair, like as a sit down.
Yeah, Illyria fidgeting, looking back at the door, walks over. Yeah, I'm sitting down.
All right, and when you sit down, she smiles again, and she plays a song again. And when she does that, she plays something calm for you this time.
Thanks.
And then she kind of looks at you and waits.
She stops and thanks. She looks down.
She stops and then changes it up a bit and changes the music.
Illyria, actually put on the spot, looks back at the door. I don't really have a problem with performing, with outing myself, with explaining where I'm at emotionally, because it forwards the cause of this forwards the cause of the play, whatever's happening here right now.
She nods her head. Yes.
But looks back at the door, looks back at Orchestra. Right now, what would the point be? Like, she stops. Are you willing to listen if it's just to help me out, not to tell a better story?
She thinks, and she kind of, her other hand points at her conductor's wand, playing the sympathetic, happy listen to you music, and then she looks at you again.
She looks down. Well, the family that I'm from, the main thrust of it is we take and we waste there's no unnecessary motion within the Testudo family. That extends to a large degree to our own personal emotions, so this is a little awkward for me. She fidgets. It was easy pouring my heart out to teach because I could put it towards an end. But right now, feels like she bites her lip. I'm pretty scared, and I don't think I gain anything by admitting that weakness. So, it's hard to stomach.
Orchestra kind of goes up, continuing to play a bit, and she seems to contemplate for a moment. She has music for you, but no words, and instead she moves up and lightly plants her other hand on the back of your shoulder, just like where your shoulder and your back meet, and just gives you a very reassuring pat on the back.
She sort of like buckles at that for a second, shockingly responsive. I think to a certain extent, I was a really good choice for whatever this is, because I can conscience a lot if it is all put towards the idea of accomplishing something, or all towards a greater good. But the second I have a moment like this, where it is just me having to wrestle with my own thoughts, there is no greater good to be earned, and there is no one to save with me addressing myself, I feel like I'm weaker than pretty much anyone.
You notice something seems to change. For some reason, hearing you say that, you almost get a sense of displeasure from Orchestra.
That makes sense.
And it's gone slightly there, but in that moment, she kind of just seemed to not like that one bit, actually.
Fantastic.
As she kind of drifts back to her normal state, and kind of just lets her wand drift slightly, tapping at her chin, and then she kind of, steps back a bit and starts pondering. You see her stuck up again with thinking to herself about what to say, or how to say, I suppose would be a better way of putting it. And, at some point, you kind of just realize that, she's frustrated. She can't actually figure out how to help you right now. She doesn't have the words. She can't say what she wants. So she starts to kind of just and starts pouting a little bit. She's just, it's a wave of just very uncomfortable displeasure.
Illyria sees Orchestra sort of like, she sees her going off a little bit, and looks down at herself. I realized that was kind of unfair for me to unload on you, but at the same time, this is sort of, God, she stops and she thinks about her room. A lot of me trying to wrestle with my own issues has been sort of me talking to an echo chamber, or talking to someone who can't respond, and having someone else get mad on my behalf is actually really nice. Normally I'd only be talking to a mirror. And
She
I don't like what I look like, so that's not fun either.
she kind of like again. she she keeps her expression and gives you a thumbs up, and then her thumbs up turns into a point as she points over here, and you notice that your bag has been assembled on the table over there.
Yeah, I probably should get to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she just kind of like glances at you and looks, and then she moves up again, and she gives you another pat on the back, and she steps back again, and her wand starts playing a different tune as you feel something begin to swell once more inside of you as Orchestra looks at you expectantly.
Illyria smiles, takes a step forward, picks up the bag. Yep, you're right. We've got a town to save, right?
She nods her head.
Okay. So?
So, Illyria.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do first?
Illyria is going to let me pull out the map. What time is it?
Morning, fresh in the morning, like only like 8 or 9 right now.
She is going to hit up the building, the first to the right building. The one in the lower right, the lower left corner, basically, and then head over to where those tied were.
They're literally the building right next to that one, so.
Yes, exactly. So she's gonna hit that one, and then the tied building.
All right. And as you do that, you start to pack your stuff up, and as you lift your bag up, you notice a note that Orchestra kind of left out so you would not forget. You have duties now.
Yeah.
You took on some, and you look at them now, and you realize that, well, the doctor didn't actually give you much, which is a blessing and a curse, honestly. As you look at it, you realize you're only given responsibility of the apartment building and the people within it.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Then she'll for sure go through and scan every room again.
Yeah, and I'll give you a quick rundown with those.
Yeah.
Just give you like a update on what everyone's doing. Your neighbor is still around, and she asked if you'd want. She's going to be helping teach again. And would you give her that responsibility again, or yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Alrighty. Do you warn her about anything in particular, or tell her anything specific?
I let her know that Teach is actually doing worse, and just don't go in through the door, beyond the entryway. Just check, make sure she's okay, and if she needs anything, get it for her. But don't expose yourself, basically.
Alrighty. And beyond that, you go to your other neighbors too. The big wolf man, Cascade, seems to be doing fine. The one next to him.
Can I see his apartment?
Sure. Let me. You actually go inside, and you go inside to actually look at all these apartments and have conversations briefly with them.
No.
I'll move. Here's this one. I'll move Orchestra outside of these two. Yeah, you go, and he's like, yeah, sure, I'll keep safe, no problem. Really, I got it covered. I can just stay in here all day. I got food. I got lifting. I'm fine.
I love the dumbbell.
Yeah.
She nods along and once again cautions him, stay inside, etc.
Yeah. And next person you go to, the neighbor next there, Brand is his name. He kind of says, oh yeah, no, don't worry. My girlfriend and her daughter are just downstairs doing laundry. We're gonna stay inside. We're good. So yeah. Oh, she'll be fine. Thanks for the checkups though.
Of course.
And one more responsibility on your list. You begin to depart downstairs as you leave and head through the stairway right out here. And Orchestra stops a bit, and you see her make a face, and her hand stops, and she kind of looks over at you, and she kind of gestures her head through the door. As you, yeah.
Okay, thank you for the warning.
Mm-hmm.
Illyria slowly cracks the door and comes in.
Oh, no, not this one.
Oh.
You already walked out of that one. Down.
Here. Yeah, down.
You take a through.
Give it to me straight, Doc. Is she gonna make it?
Illyria looks, kind of glares this time. Only time will tell.
Ah. Optimism. Hope. Good. Hang on to that. It's going to be very helpful, I think. It's also important to remember you can't shoulder everything by yourself. A doctor has nurses, after all. Normally. But I think an important question is to ask, how are you feeling, Illyria?
She thinks back to her earlier conversation with Orchestra, one that she wished her partner could talk to and that her partner could clearly wish she could talk to. She looks at Zenith and thinks, oh no, this one talks too much.
They talk for two.
She shakes her head. I'm feeling well rested. Got my first good night of sleep in a while. I feel like I had a good overview of the district last time, and now I can examine individual areas of interest. I think today actually holds some promise for me.
Well, we'll see. I don't want to take up too much of your time because you're a very busy lady. But I did have a question for you. Considering how everything is right now,
Yeah.
would you rather choose to be aware of your greatest fear's approach, or choose blissful ignorance?
She thinks. Well, I think. She thinks deeply about this one, especially after the consequences of last time. This one I feel, I guess, slightly more comfortable with. I think I'd be better prepared if I knew that my worst fear was coming. So, yes, I'd prefer to be aware of my greatest fear.
That's good to know. I'll keep that in mind. Now, there is, another thing. Sorry, I was generally curious when it comes to healing people. You know what they say, no pain, no gain. If you could choose, would you rather your medicine cause physical pain or emotional?
She looks at Zenith and without hesitating says, physical. Absolutely physical.
Zenith's taken back. I am pleased at how quickly you answered that. And just to prove the fruits of your labor for actually answering my questions, I think it's only fair to reward you, especially for your first answer. And that is to warn you. I have given you many gifts, but I haven't gotten anything out of this just yet. So I'm going to warn you. By this time tomorrow, everyone in this apartment will be sick. All of them.
Illyria freezes.
Oh, yes. It's coming. And I don't know if you can stop it, but maybe you can make the passing not hurt as much. Oh, actually, he spins around and points. They're gonna feel it real good, aren't they?
Illyria just, She realizes as Zenith walks away how fucking sweaty she was, and it feels like almost the air conditioning kicked in. She just collapses back, drenched in sweat against the door. Thump, slides down it.
And as you hit that door, you feel the weight of what he says rain down on you. And you suddenly feel something kind of pick up. Something swells. Whoops, let me put that back.
She slowly moves aside and cracks the door open so Orchestra can come through. Yeah, we got a town to save. Slowly drags herself to her feet, pats herself down.
Orchestra comes up to you and offers you a little bit more than just a song. She points at your map. And
she looks down at it.
You notice the map. She kind of just like, yeah, she kind of taps it and then looks at you and you know you had some plans for today. She points at the general store.
Oh yeah. Illyria smiles back. I was planning on going there for sure. Do you think it'd be wise to go there first?
She thinks. She kind of shrugs. But she wanted to make it a point to get there at some point soon.
Excellent. Okay.
Because she kind of like reaches over and taps your bag, and yeah, it feels a little lighter recently.
She smiles. Okay. We'll make sure to go there. Is there a place to eat around here too?
She thinks. She's not. I mean, she kind of. She shrugs again.
Oh.
Like she points at the diner, but like kind of wavy hand, just like, yeah. And then you remember it actually when you passed it last night. It looked closed, as if the diner itself was closed down.
Maybe a little bit of a personal question. Do you eat?
She shakes her head no.
Oh, okay. Do you drink?
She shakes her head no.
Oh, okay.
She points at her mask.
Sorry, I figured I might as well ask. I would have loved to buy you a meal, but maybe we could find you something else nice instead.
She puts her hand up to her heart touched, and then kind of trails behind you as the both of you begin heading off, a day in front of you, one last day before the storm. And you both begin heading outside. And let's see. Let me put you outside unless you wanted to do something else in there.
No, definitely not. No. Oh,
yeah. Alrighty.
I know what she's gonna do about that.
So, you find yourselves traveling outside again. A ticking timer in the back of your head now. One day. And you think to yourself how you can best take advantage of it. And the town meets you with a kind of, less mysterious this time. You know what's up here. But still somewhat of an impressive weight to it as you stumble outside.
She looks around. Oh, it feels like it's gotten worse.
Yeah, it does.
I'm of two minds on this. I think there's two different approaches that we could take. One is less realistic, but might make for a more dramatic story of this variety. The other is more realistic, but also could present an impossibility.
She peeks curiously.
So, there's only two ways that this can end other than on a sort of a wet fart of a note. Either I discover a cure, or I discover the source of this. In most pandemics, in most situations like this, when people are communicating the disease from person to person, the people themselves are the source, and the solution to it is anticlimactic but simple. A quarantine like this. However, I don't necessarily think that that is what is occurring here. A lot of the people who have developed symptoms that I've met so far, especially based on what Zenith said, are practicing good quarantine protocol, which means the source likely comes from somewhere else or something else.
See, yeah, she thinks about that quickly, and kind of runs it through her head, and yeah, she kind of nods a bit, and she can't really contribute much to it, but she seems to at least be hearing you and being the springboard for your own mind.
So, I think for now I'm going to investigate anyone that's showing symptoms of the plague. I'm going to see where they... Teach said she got it from one of her students. There's something strange about that. It's rubbing me wrong. She walks this way. Well, we can't do anything more without any more information.
So, where would you like to go?
I'm gonna follow Nox Valor Academy.
You stumble up, and like Orchestra's like, where are you going? like what's going on? And
She
kind of like,
she looks down here. Is this a dead end? Or
she kind of looks and she's like, She just kind of like peeks. She doesn't know what's down there.
oh, want to go exploring?
Yeah, she stumbles down. Okay, let me take you to the loading screen real quick. As you stumble on down. You start to head down this pathway that seems, well, a bit strange. And you start to find yourself heading down to this small little section that's underneath this part of the city. And as you go, you let me grab Orchestra as well, make sure she's here. You find yourself heading to... Are those like Christmas lights?
The fuck?
And you find yourself heading down to a strange place. Here you go.
Finally, the Nox Cave.
You stumble forward and like you're looking like what's going on in here, and you peek around the corner and you see that man from earlier that walked down here. He seems to be talking to someone at the front of, like, you kind of peek over. It's like a shop counter?
Where the hell am I?
The man on the other end is like, you're in my goddamn shop. What do you mean, where the hell am I? You notice that across on the other end, you see cartons and cartons of cigarettes and this disgusting, putrid-looking man on the other end talking. You gonna buy something? You gotta get out.
Is there anything in here worth anything?
Is there anything in here not worth anything? Fuck you, man. This is my shop. Don't talk shit before you buy anything.
Yeah, with great items such as dragon with tire.
He kind of nods his head. The secrets of that one confound even me.
Nox just kind of looks around. So, kind of confused. This is very weird.
You're very weird. What the hell are you doing? Get out of here. You're not gonna buy anything.
Illyria comes around the corner.
Oh, hey!
Hey!
Yeah, come on in. Come on in.
So, wow. This is a confusing place.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Shut up, both of you. Jeez.
Yeah. On closer look, you walk up to this man, dressed in Rousian garb with a katana on him. Are you following me?
Honestly, yes. I saw you disappear into this small... I'm like... That sounds bad. That sounds really bad, I realize. But I'm a doctor. I'm curious about people who are, exhibiting symptoms of the plague in this town. I thought you might have been headed to some sort of underground area. I was curious... I mean, clearly you were. I was worried it might have been a sewer system or some sort of... I apologize.
Plague? What the hell?
What?
Yeah. I don't know anything about
what?
a plague.
Yeah, what the fuck's that?
What? Hold on. Illyria takes a step forward. We were just in the Noble District.
The fucking what?
She looks back over at the clown.
The clown is very confused at this.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is a weird question. What currency do you trade here?
Cash, no credit.
You're gonna need to be more specific than cash.
This is oddly the most I've felt at home in a long time.
You kind of, well, fuck, what do you got?
That's not the question I was asking.
well, fuck it, what do you got to pay?
I'm...
You use money to exchange for goods and services, ma'am.
What type of money?
Yeah, what type of money do you have? Come on, don't ask questions, give answers.
Okay. This is a very nice shop. I'm delighted to meet both of you. What are your names?
Oh, me? My name is Baruto Noxu.
I'm Doc Mech. Pleasure, I guess.
You can call me Nox.
You can call me Doc Mech.
Nice to meet both of you. Are you... Sorry, you're dressed in something that I sometimes see visitors in the compound wear. Is that Rousian clothing?
Yeah, I'm from Rauji.
Oh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. She smiles and looks back over at Doc Mack. And where are you from?
Oh man, you know what Unitas is?
Nope. She turns back to Nox. Okay. Well, it's nice to meet somebody else here who's confused about the Noble District. Okay. She gets a little more excited. What do you sorry, have you been in Indigo? Do you know the situation there?
Yes, I've been into Indigo.
Okay. What do you think of the mayor?
Classified.
Oh my god. What do you think of the police force?
Why are you asking me?
Yeah, this is fine. She's like,
Yeah, fuck the cops, you know? Man, they always try to crack down on my store and shit. It sucks.
Yeah, fuck the cops.
But you're... To both of you, then? You're aware that you think there are cops in Indigo?
I don't really focus on that.
I haven't really seen a cop in, like, I don't know, a couple of years, so... But they used to, like... I mean, it's less the cops, more like those other medicine guys. Try to come for my PhD and shit. Sucks.
You have a PhD?
You have a PhD?
Hell yeah. I'm Dr. Blogboard McQuishki, Doc Mech.
What is your PhD in, sir?
I'd like to see.
Are you gonna buy something?
I'd like to see your PhD, sir.
He goes over and you see there's like a little donut box over here. Like he kind of pushes it aside and you see like a grease covered PhD underneath it that he kind of goes over and slaps it up to like the window here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a university you recognize. but
yeah,
it does look
just-
like one.
I'm gonna walk up to it and I'm gonna lower my glasses and I'm gonna scan it to see if it's fake.
It's not fake. It's real.
Well,
Is what it says in the fine print at the bottom. He takes it, brings it over here, shoves it back under the box.
seems legit.
Hey, so I have a strict no loitering policy. Are
Okay,
you guys
okay.
gonna buy something?
I'll buy something. I'll buy
Cool.
something. Will you
Great.
answer? You know what? I feel like I'm not gonna. What? She turns and looks at Nox. What do you want?
What do you mean?
Like what? You're here to buy something, right? From the shop?
I guess.
Okay. What do you want? Point to a thing.
Point to a thing. Really putting me on the spot here. I'll take the dragon with tire.
Okay. I'll buy the dragon with tire. Do you accept gold?
Wow, what a fucking bitch! You're just gonna buy the tire when he wants it? That sucks.
No, I'm buying it. I'm buying it for him. I'm buying it. Just. Do you take gold?
Fuck yeah!
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
That'll be like 500 gold.
Okay. I can do that. Illyria pays and walks over to Nox. There you go.
As you pay, he like deposit it in this little register thing and then points. Yeah, you can take it. Smelliphant's not for sale.
Okay.
No, take it off. Now just toss it over the gate.
Toss it over the gate.
Listen over the gate.
Nox walks over and just kind of.
Yeah. It kind of bounces a bit and rolls and then just kind of pulls over. All right, that's yours. Have fun.
No.
You just like take the entire fucking thing and like haul it over your shoulder.
Well, any last question before I head out, miss?
She thinks to herself, is there a single question I can ask that won't make me want to slam my head into the skull? Yes, actually. Could I... She thinks, this person doesn't know the Noble District, but does, more or less, know the situation in Indigo. Could I ask you to pass a message along to the Testudo family in Indigo?
Sure, what do you want me to say?
Well, Illyria is going to, I'm gonna DM that to you, Aloha.
Okay.
I am going to send that over to you, and nothing is probably going to come of it ever.
So yeah, you tell him a message. All right, cool.
No.
What about you? Getting anything for yourself, miss?
No, I'm more than. What do you recommend? What's your favorite thing in here?
He kind of like scans the room and is just like, damn. Really rough call. I love my whole shop. It's great. Love that magazine poster. He kind of points to the entire magazine rack in the back there.
Okay.
Yeah. You what the hell do you use? Like what's your vibe?
I'm a doctor.
Hell
Like you.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you. She
Awesome.
adds to.
I can get plenty of stuff like that. Awesome. So if you're a doctor, where's your PhD?
Yeah, I was about to ask the same question.
I'm just kidding. I don't fucking care about that.
She,
you kind of like.
she was reaching down into her. She was actually reaching down into her bag. You would be shocked how often people ask to see your PhD when you're a doctor.
Yeah, I know, right? He kind of turns over and looks at both of you.
It's all the
You
fake
want some-
doctors that Indigo,
You want some
have to-
medicine I've made up? He kind of points over to the table over there, or some ingredients. Feel free, you can buy. I don't mind.
Oh, okay. She's gonna go do that.
Yep. And Nox just kind of, well, I gotta deliver a message, I guess. Thanks for the tire.
Yeah, no problem, Nox. See you again next week.
Yeah. Nox just takes the dragon with tire and just heads down this subway. Oh, elongated.
So, Illyria, would you you kind of examine this table? In this shop, you can get any kind of potion you like.
Oh. So
There is a
she's our-
cost, a meta cost.
Oh,
You
what's
need
the
to,
meta cost?
It costs a memory,
Oh.
but it is an Omni Potion. +6.
She's gonna keep this in mind and maybe come back later.
He looks. So, what are you getting?
I don't think I can afford these at the moment.
He looks at you, and you feel something form between the two of you.
What? No! Wow, beautiful.
He looks, a disapproving glare from all of his tiny little beady eyes going at you. Yeah, fuck it. Come back if you get actual money.
Of course. Hey, Orchestra?
Have a nice day!
Of
He
course,
sits down
of
on his chair
course.
again.
Hey, Orchestra?
Orchestra kind of looks at you concerned.
She pats Orchestra on both shoulders. Her expression, you can tell, even beneath the mask, is stony. Let's not come back here.
She nods her head.
Oh, is there anything you want?
No. She nods her head. No.
You don't want the fireworks launcher?
No, she goes upstairs. She doesn't want anything here. You two leave this horrible, strange place behind you. Once again, departing up. You can mark the secret shop on your map.
She does. Well,
Orchestra
that was different.
Yeah, you two walk out. Orchestra's not playing for a second, and she realizes she's back on the stage, and she's like, she kind of shakes her head. Yeah.
Hey, Zenith, what the fuck was that? Illyria just says to the sky, almost to alleviate her frustration. When no response comes, she's just like, yeah, I didn't think that'd work, but whew. Okay. Where right this building?
Yeah, she gets
Shakes her
back,
head.
she gets back.
Yeah, this building.
You go up and head on around, and as you knock, you go up to it, and you realize that when you start walking up, you see an X emblazoned on the door.
Well, I assume this was put in place by the doctor. I'm going to, yeah, no, I'm gonna take a look.
You knock. Sorry about that. I got a burp in my throat. So you knock on the door,
Yeah.
and no one comes.
She thinks again, and then double checks. She pulls out Orchestra's map, and then looks at it again, and then points at the shape. Then she goes, "So, this symbol, it could be a few things. Actually, your drawings are incredibly readable. For the most part,
Puffs up at that.
I can immediately determine what most of these things are. This was the only one that I sort of struggled with." She looks down at it. Now, the way it's colored in and the way it's shaped, almost, it reminds me of a few things, but part of it looks like an easel or like a palette. That's it.
She nods her head, yes.
Okay. I'm really glad you said that, she says, sagging slightly. It also kind of looks like, it might just be because I've got him on the brain, but it looks a little bit like Zenith's mask, too.
She thinks about that. Yeah, kind of nods in acceptance that would make sense.
But he's not in here? Okay, good. She's going to quickly canvass the outside of the building and see if there are any open doors or windows, or if it's sealed up tight.
There are some open windows. It's just that the door has been marked.
She's gonna go in through one of the opened windows.
Alrighty, let's go on inside the house then.
She is not going to break that seal.
Good. It's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, let me go and
She-
grab that map then.
She has an excuse of being like, "Oh, I didn't see the door and climbed in through a window later?" Question mark.
Oh yeah. So let's me put you. You can climb in through the window right at the door. I need to put some dynamic lighting on this, so this will take a few
Okay,
seconds.
yeah. Take your time.
Mhm. So yeah, you kind of find this window and you realize that it's got an open. Yeah, you crack it open. You actually feel like the door might be open too, but it's just that it's been marked by the doctor as a spot for no people to enter.
Right.
It's a classic symbol, a bit old timey, but well, gets the job done. Marked for plague. And you head on inside and let me grab one last thing from this. We're going inside a plagued building.
Ooh.
Get to do some fun stuff. I may drag you out to a different loading screen too. I'm glad you went into the shitty shop.
I set a secret action in place with Nox that will probably not come to fruition, but if it does, it'll be pretty fucking cool.
Okay, excellent. All right.
It's also less I don't want to hide it from you, Christian, weirdly.
Mhm, yeah,
I would like to hide it from the audience though.
I see. I will look at it
Yeah.
later. Is it something you think I should look at now, or that might not
No.
matter for the rest
No,
of the
it will
session?
not
Yeah,
it will not
I-
matter until much later.
I felt that would be the case. So yeah, you begin to move on inside of this spot, this new little house, looking for the inside. There we go. And as you stumble inside, you feel that same kind of just sensation. Maybe it's like it's some kind of feeling you have. Make me an
Roll to
roll
die.
the die.
Yeah.
Because you feel eyes on you. Something
Oh,
you felt
boy.
for a bit now.
I mean, I got the right
Cool. Yeah,
I got the right fucking roll.
yeah, you perceptive.
Boop, 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 boop.
Nice. So you stumble inside, and along with you, Orchestra begins playing a tune. And your eyes kind of drift around the room. Oh, let me, I didn't put the dynamic lighting on. Damn. Oh, well. I think you don't need it, because you got to see things, so you just are
Yeah.
aware.
She knocks on the door and says hello.
You knock on the door, and no response. You feel the eyes that were looking at you. They want you to go deeper. They want you.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really what they want you to do. It's more of just what you know is that you feel like the presence is in that other room. Someone's in the final room of the house, but you also keep your eyes peeled elsewhere. You realize that that's, well, what the eyes are waiting for, but you understand that, well, there could be more here too. Would you rather pursue straight forward or search around first? You know that nothing else is there till the final room.
I think she'll search around, just take a general look at the rooms, at what's going on here, at this fucking Beatrice painting.
You kind of search around and look, and nothing in the entrance hall, but make me roll as you go into the dining room.
Okay.
You kind of look around a bit, and there doesn't seem to be anything too much until you get over here. So by the time you reach that spot, you notice this shelf full of, well, alchemical sort of, like, things for, like, maybe paints and other stuff, but there seem to be some medicines up here, too. And it kind of drifts your eyes. There's some useful stuff up here. But you also then drift across, and you notice, oh, wait a minute. One of these looks made by... You kind of inspect it. Huh. This doesn't look like anything you might get from anything in Indigo, at least not from, like, your family
Yeah.
or any of the descendant. It's a different kind of medicine. And compared to all the other bottles, it seems to be the least dusty.
she's gonna inspect it, and that requires dropping her swing because this ain't medicine. I got a stat for that. Does what do I know about this?
So this is one where when you look at these, you kind of like, huh, this is like, okay, this is a specific medicine made by like, not, this is like something, I guess, patched up. It's so weird. It's not unprofessional at all, but it definitely seems like, I guess, homemade would be a way to put it. Not a production line, nothing like that. It's something that is being made up and given out in these like special glass bottles. It's
Okay.
compared to everything else.
Does
Yeah.
it match with Illyria Thinks Back? Does it match with the vials that she saw scattered across the pool table along with the blood bags?
Yeah, you think that would make sense. You feel like, yeah, this is whatever the medicine the doctor hands out to people. This must be it.
Okay. She's going to. She knows somebody's further in, but she's going to take the medicine and just very quickly examine it. She's gonna see if there's any if there's basically anything like, she's gonna try to examine it for any sort of like chemical compounds she'd recognize. She'll even sniff it through her mask. Like, what's
Alrighty.
it smell like? And does it have any attributes? Like, how viscous is it? Is it clear? Should I medicine at this again?
Yes.
Oh,
Nice. So this seems to be it's a little vial, and inside there are these little pills that you pop open and start inspecting. And oh wow. You look inside of it, and as you inspect it, you see some common things, like some decent, like, oh, there's some painkiller, there's some, when these are medicines for stuff like headaches and for, okay, hang on a second. You really start piecing into this and you're like, wait a minute, this is like not even prescription stuff. You could this isn't like controlled substance too much at all, actually. Yeah. This is like a placebo.
Oof. Oof, 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 oof. Okay. Great info. Oh boy, she puts it back because she knows the worst thing she could do right now is take away this person's placebo. That'd make things much, much worse because the mind does actually rely on such things. But yeah, she puts it back and feels a fucking knot build in her stomach. Then finally, she's gonna knock.
You knock, and yeah, you don't get a response, but the eyes know they want you to open that door.
She's gonna open that door.
And as you open that door, you go inside and you see a man who is obsessing over painting. Occasionally, you see the same kind of shivers that you saw on Teach. You notice that he's moving, he's trembling, but he's stuck in this haze. He's not stopping. He's just painting.
Hey, how's it going?
He stops, the brush dropping from his hand. Who? He turns around. Who are you? What's going on?
Hi, I'm sorry. Your house was marked for plague, so I've been sent by the doctor to check up on you.
I'm doing fine. I'm quite busy, so just please leave. He grabs up the brush again and tries to start painting some more.
What's he painting? Can I peek?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna peek.
He's painting it's honestly kind of a chilling sight. It's this dockside view of a fetid yellow waters from a pier, and you see this smog almost drifting in from the town that out to the water that is matched by fog drifting in from the ocean. And together it makes this almost trapped feeling that you are stuck between a world of smog and a world of mystery and fog, as if dangers lie in either direction of different kinds. And the only safety you have is located on this small, insignificant pier of wood that is being rocked by waves.
She walks forward, actually seeing this, and this isn't her lying or like buttering him up. She finds this genuinely beautiful. It speaks to something in her. She's lived her own life, actually, with sort of set between a fear of herself and her own insecurities and the expectations of the outside world, where only part of her own little haven felt safe. So she looks at this painting and she's like, no, I actually get this one. And she walks forward and kind of points at it. Your work is exquisite.
He stops a bit and turns and smiles. Thank you. I am possessed, you would say, by a desire to paint. And it seems stronger than ever right now.
Yeah, can I ask what... Obviously you're putting it to words, or you're putting it to picture. When did you feel inspired to paint this one exactly? How long have you been working on it?
Only the past couple of days.
She's not going to ask him when he came down with the plague, but because she feels that would break whatever good vibe they have going, but she is going to think back on the placebo. How much of it was missing?
About that?
Okay. She puts 2 and 2 together. And then she looks back at the painting. I can sense so much feeling radiating from this one. I genuinely apologize for disturbing your work. She looks back. Would it be okay if I checked on it as you made more progress? I'd be excited to see the finished product.
He turns. Yes, of course. Stop by in the next morning and I might be done by then, honestly. I feel quite capable.
She smiles. And these feelings that are compelling you to paint them, to paint this, have they grown stronger over the last few days?
He nods his head.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this in the morning. She stops and thinks. When you're done with the painting, this medicine has some rather nasty side effects. It'll make you less cogent and coherent, and the last thing I want to do is interrupt your work. But whenever you're finished, if your symptoms continue, please take this. She's going to leave him her Omni Potion with the specific instructions. Take this the second you are done painting. Not before, after.
Gotcha.
She is taking a bet, based on the way she sees him expressing the disease through picture, that if she nullified his symptoms now, or dialed them down, he would only grow more agitated. So she wants him to paint his heart out, finish the picture, and then take the medicine. Of course, this could have the negative side effect of he waits too long and fucking dies. But frankly, looking at the painting, she would rather let this man go absolutely ham on his artwork than frustrate him at this point, because she can tell he's probably the type to do something drastic or stupid if you stymie his creative flow.
All right, yeah, absolutely.
So she's going to move back in the other room, and then on the table, leave the Omni Potion that she has currently with specific instructions to take it once the painting is complete. She also similarly moves the placebo over to the table as well, peeks her head in and goes, "Sorry to interrupt, I'm going to be leaving. I moved your medication over to the table. Please look for it there." Just to make sure he takes not only, like, he doesn't just fuck off and take the placebo. And there's specific instructions for Omni Potion, like, yeah, fucking dilate your sinuses, do your thing.
All right, cool. So you head out, and let me actually, you drop a potion on the table over there.
Yep. And I leave him proper usage instructions.
Yeah. And Orchestra kind of stops as you go out, still kind of looking. She looks a bit concerned again. She kind of, again, gestures outside the door.
She looks out the door. Hey, Orchestra?
Yeah, she looks.
Are there any peers around here?
She nods her head. She kind of points at the she points at the map.
She looks.
Is
it where the sea monster is?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's a pier, but like it's like a riverside thing. A pier would obviously be something you'd see in the ocean, but there's like a little boardwalk there that's mimicking what a pier would be. And you think that's actually what it's being depicted. It's just that when the fog rolls in, it seems like it stretches on into the ocean. There is no sign of another side of land.
So, I'd like to suggest a detour.
She nods.
And then Illyria's gonna go to the pier.
All right. So, you both step outside, and as you do that, Orchestra's like, she again gestures outside, and you're like, what? And then, of course,
no, I know.
Let me just set up something real quick.
Illyria's also going to very, very honestly pat Orchestra and just go, "Thank you so much for the warnings. It makes it so much easier."
Yeah, she just nods her head. She's like very sympathetic of like, it's him after all kind of thing. And you notice that as you go, stepping outside, it's him again. Every time I see this man, I feel my stress levels go up.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do too. Alrighty. So you come outside again, and it's your pal, Zenith.
Illyria.
Yes.
I must admit, I am becoming concerned for you. Do you have a habit of being forgetful?
She shakes her head. No.
Is that why you've said sorry so many times?
She stops and thinks about that actually for a second. Oh, I see. She nods along. Oh, that's the nature of this.
There's no need to apologize. I assure you, you've done that enough.
She looks at you and just goes, I thought every day would bring with it new rules. But does it expand itself over time? Like, does every promise that I've made you from the very start to the very end count in each individual cycle of day and night?
Let me put it this way, dear Illyria. Just because there are new symptoms doesn't discredit the previous ones.
Illyria kind of smiles at that. Okay. That's good to know.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What am I to do with you? You know I can't just let this slide, right?
She thinks. No, you can't.
So, you would agree that there should be consequences.
She looks back at the building with the artist in it, and once again nods. Yes. Otherwise, this entire dance has no weight.
Oh, that's why I like you, Illyria. You always bring it back. Oh, I feel like I should almost be saying sorry for not having more faith in you. No, but this is going to suck. And he kind of looks over his shoulder. Of course, I don't want to hold you up. You're very, very busy, and there are a lot of people depending on you, and depending on what I decide is sufficient punishment, many, many more. Shit! He like goes to the clothes.
So Zenith goes off in that direction then.
Once he goes through the clothes, he just kind of poof, just.
Illyria's gonna peek her head back in and see if our buddy the artist is doing worse.
Is he? Let's think.
You know what? Yeah.
Oh man. And then follow-up question. Is he painting more feverishly?
Yes.
Okay. Illyria comes out and like she's shaking again. This time for a different reason. He slowly goes forward. Okay. Well, confirmed one of my suspicions, I guess. She looks in through the window at the painter who's absolutely going ham in there. I shouldn't be using him as a guinea pig. I really, really shouldn't.
Orchestra kind of looks at you at that and is just like,
It's... She actually lifts her mask for a second and rubs her eyes. I feel disgusting. Let's go.
Yeah, she just kind of flanks behind you, and then she sees someone coming and starts conducting. Just like rapidly. Oh wait, she's coming. Like characters coming onto the set. She just starts playing something. As you notice, a woman is walking down the street, in a blue dress, a nice purple hat, walking a fucking ridiculous looking dog.
What the fuck is going on over there?
She seems to just continue to walk past, and Orchestra's just like pointing at her, as in like, go.
Okay. Is she the one that lives in the mansion?
She nods her head, no. She kind of like quickly goes to the map, and then just like points at the general store, which.
Oh, okay.
She's going off to.
Well, I guess we should get over there now.
She nods her head, and you both start to kind of head. Do you want to engage with her now, or wait till you get to the store?
I'll wait till we get to the store.
Okay, sounds good. You all depart and start heading off in that direction. All right, so I'll move you on over there.
I feel
Rough
so
day,
I feel
Illyria.
so bad for Descartes. I'm like I can kill two birds with one stone.
Literally.
I can find out. I can. Oh God, I can find out if Zenith wants to go. Will Zenith punish the person that I apologize to? Was the test. And 2, does he get better at painting the sicker he gets? Oh boy, that felt bad, guys. Like, in character, I'm like, time to make doctor decisions. Out of character, I'm like, I feel disgusting.
Oof, yeah.
Oof, ouch.
So yeah, you stumble up,
Fine.
and as you kind of move up, you notice a sort of a scene starting to play out here. As standing up here, you notice that the woman you're walking was kind of walking calmly, and as she's gotten up to this line, she just starts kind of like frustratingly, almost like yelling at people at this point, holding her dog, who seems to be a lot more relaxed and kind of concerned, but she just starts like kind of yelling at people and being like, no, back off, no, you're too close, all of you are way too close, come on, nope, step up. She kind of starts moving, and yeah, people start like, they start kind of like backing off a bit at a time, and like trying to get more space in between them, as they kind of like, the line sorts of like, it kind of shakes out a bit, but still kind of goes. And yeah, she kind of steps up, and you notice that going as Orchestra kind of looks and is just like, she's just gonna, yeah.
Yeah, Illyria shrugs too. Sort of goes up. She's gonna try to get to the front of the line.
Mm-hmm. You kind of start heading up, and you notice this lady just kind of seems to have her hand placed to the brim of her hat, and just kind of like pressing through it to her forehead. And Heather kind of speaks up. I'm sorry. I should have known about that. I should have named that. No, Heather, it's fine. She stops a bit. Oh, goodness. She turns around. Hang on. Are you in line? Wait. I have not seen you before.
My name's Illyria Testudo. Spiel.
She kind of like stops immediately. She kind of puts her hands up to her like together right in front of her. Oh, a doctor. A new one. She kind of just seems to like rub her hands together a bit. Oh, excellent. Come on inside, please. I have so much to talk about.
Oh, very well. Illyria motions over to Orchestra, like, come on.
She kind of like, no, she kind of like sticks back a bit. She's just like, no. She kind of waves her head. Okay, she just plays music from back here instead.
You sure?
She nods her head and kind of retreats further back and ducks inside of the pedals and just starts playing.
Okay. She's just gonna do her thing. That's fine. Illyria goes inside the general store.
All right, you head on inside the general store, and as you go, you walk in step with this lady. As you go with her, you notice large purplish kind of wings stretching out from the back of her dress. They kind of flutter a bit as she goes on inside, and I'm going to take you to a loading screen.
The fucking B-Dog is driving me insane.
Yeah.
Is this one Monichi?
Yes, I'm bringing you to the new loading screen now. Bam. So I get the stuff inside. And you head on inside, and after moving there, you stumble on in and find yourself into this general store. Bam. Oh, I'm going to get rid of the grid on this one. But, yeah. You stumble in on a, well, kind of like blockaded store slightly.
Whoa.
And you notice right in front of you, another man behind kind of like calls out the moment he sees you all stumble in. And let me just get the theme for this place as moving on inside. Let's see. Aha! Beatrice, welcome back! And who have you brought? Heather! Oh, wonderful!
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
He kind of turns himself slightly. Who's? He kind of looks and then like, oh, hello there.
Hey, I'm Illyria Testudo.
You know, my name is Horace Alviare. It's Alviare, Horace Alviare. That doesn't sound as cool. He kind of like pouts to himself. Yes, welcome. I'm here to take your order. He said, no, it's fine, Horace. I got it. She kind of like almost just kind of hops over. And remember how I said there is a character who is 4'8"? That's her.
Ah, right.
In comparison, the A dog kind of hops over too, and immediately hops into Horace's lap, compresses, and he just kind of holds on. Oh, he kind of just pats the dog and like swings off the chair and just kind of steps back a bit, and
Wow.
he just starts like playing with the dog in the back
Aw.
as she just kind of sits back there. Ooh, hello, miss.
Hello.
pleasure.
It's a pleasure as well. I don't want to take too much of your time. Looks at Heather. I'm sure everyone's probably very busy.
It's okay. Heather kind of looks at you. You're busy too. You need things as much as I do, so take your time.
It's true. Well, I had a few questions. First of all, how goes the rationing, and where do you get the rations from?
Well, he kind of like, or she kind of like just thinks that, well, mostly the rations are stuff I've kind of had to keep. We've only been super shut down the past few days, so unfortunately things are starting well, running a little low now. But that's why I try to give out as much fruit as I can before it all goes bad.
Okay. She stops and thinks, well, I do have a basic list of things that I need to procure. I was also told to check on this place by the doctor, but looks at Heather. I think we're probably okay on that front. She hands over a list, and she's just basically going to restock supplies here.
All right, yeah.
With whatever she
runs-
can. Oh.
Uh?
And I had one more question.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't happen to know where somebody could get a boat?
A boat? I'm afraid no boats here.
No boats here. Okay.
Nah. She kind of like runs through your list though. Is this really all you need?
Yes, I don't want to be too much of a tax on the town's supplies.
She kind of thinks a bit. I mean, you're a doctor though. Don't you need
Just-
this stuff like just a little bit more?
She shakes her head. It won't matter much if, well, if everybody starves, I can't cure them.
She kind of thinks about that a bit.
You're doing an important job here too. So, keep it up.
Well, thank you so much. She kind of thinks a little bit. Well, you kind of like. She just kind of seems to think about that a little bit. All right, sure. Well, she kind of like steps off. Okay, I'm gonna take a look around for stuff. She kind of starts sorting through the back and starts grabbing, and Horace kind of comes up with the dog again. So, you found any cool medicines yet that can cure the plague?
Unfortunately, no.
Damn.
Just for now, keep taking the doctor's medicine. Remembers it's placebo. It's important.
He kind of thinks a bit. Yes, will do. He thinks a bit more. The closer we get done, though, I can open up my diner again, and it'll truly be magnificent.
Oh, you run the diner?
Yes, I do. He kind of stands proud up off the chair again. Alvear Diner is right next to Alvear General Store, and it's the finest eatery in this side of town. I would. Actually, yes, I can give you some food if you're the doctor. Would you like to come by tonight? Bee just kind of peeks over. I'm sure she's quite busy, Horace.
She shakes her head and puts a hand up. Actually, if you're willing to open the diner for us, I would love to eat there.
Horace looks excited. Absolutely, I would love to. I can make the finest pancakes in Indigo. You would be quite surprised. She kind of like, well, he's right. She kind of peeks over. All right, ma'am. Yeah. Then yes, please let us at least treat you to a nice dinner if you're going to be helping the community.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Stop by anytime if you need anything. And he kind of peeks over at Heather and just kind of looks back. Yeah. Just stop by. If you need, I can supply you with anything in the morning, so feel free to stop by and I'll give you anything. Or if you want to stop by, pick up in the evenings, I could do that too. Less people around. All up to you. But, well, he kind of thinks a bit. Yeah. She moves up and, Horace. Yes! You, kind of pats him on the back. Can you, you gotta go. She kind of like leans over. Apologize now. Ah! Yes! He steps up, and the dog leaves the dog there and like hops over the counter, and then he turns over. Miss Illyria Testato, it was absolutely a pleasure.
A pleasure
He
to meet
nods
you
his
as
head at
well.
you. Please, let me know if you need anything. I will be around town, and if you're wandering around at night, do not worry. I keep the streets safe. He nods his head like 3 times, and then starts wandering out jauntily.
Okay, you said something about apologizing? Who to?
Well, she kind of thinks a bit. Hear about that thing he just said about keeping the streets safe. She kind of like, there's some people causing trouble. Someone tried to break into my store the other day, and he didn't help me with that. I took care of that myself. She kind of leans back. You notice the gun just sitting
Yeah,
there.
I look at the gun. I definitely look at the gun.
And she's just like, well, he scared him off, but unfortunately, he ended up getting in a little tussle with that noble lord who stays in that mansion up a bit on the other street. Mr. They call him Dart. His name's D'Artagnan Valro, and no, he's not particularly taken to this whole quarantine thing too well. Causes a lot of trouble for people, but causing trouble with him ain't too nice either. Since we need less trouble right now, not more. So,
Right.
She kind of leans back in her chair frustratedly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have. Oh fuck.
You gotta look. What's wrong?
No, it's fine. Illyria rubs her eyes. Oh, I have one more question. She asks, do you have any books, records, or like any materials detailing the history of this district of the town?
She thinks about that. Well, I mean, anything like that sounds like it'd be in the administration building.
Okay. Thank you.
Pretty ruined up, but I mean, give it a shot.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You have a nice day now, Illyria.
Illyria waves.
Yeah, and Heather kind of looks past and smiles at you. Good luck. And she kind of stumbles up herself.
Thank you.
You can say that. You stumble out, and you almost expect to see Zenith out there to punish you again, but he's not. You know that'll still probably come later.
Rock.
Yeah. Your mind starts to drift immediately to what might happen to the nice people you just met.
No, she just gets a scowl on her face. She's like, grumble.
Let me move you back now. I'm sorry, it's a curse word where I'm coming from. This is an expensive swear. This is a swear jar.
This is
the
an
most dangerous swear jar. Oh god. Okay. Let me put you back on this map again as you stumble on out. I get rid of them and pop you back out here again. So you stumble out, and someone else kind of moves up to go and stand on the line inside as you kind of head out.
Okay. Illyria's walking over to this dock.
You do so, and sneaky up behind you, Orchestra comes like running up, and then like stands over by the pier and gestures to it as you find your way out there.
See any
She
sea
kind of looks worried
monsters?
at you too. And she shakes her head no. She kind of looks at you concernedly, like points at the shop. Yeah, she just like she puts up her finger twice.
She just looks out over the fucking water and sighs. She tries to what you call it, like place herself where she saw the picture.
You do so. You kind of look out and try to piece yourself, and you start walking upwards, I'd say.
Okay.
Moving on as Orchestra kind of stumbles up with you, you find yourself moving up along the pier, and as you do so, you sort of like kind of get caught in this almost like roll to die.
Ooh. Oh, excellent.
Oh, which one would you like to take?
Doink. Or, wait, no, she's responding to her instincts here.
Yeah.
Doink.
Yeah, you find yourself moving along, and as you stumble, Orchestra just kind of like shadows you a bit behind, just kind of letting you walk. So you start stumbling ahead, and you find like, if you were observant, you would try to find the exact perspective of which he was taking the shot. But instead, you try to find the feeling, I guess is a way to put it.
Yeah.
You feel yourself like begin to, way to put it is like zone, I guess, zone off a bit, as you find yourself like turning a bit more and just like finding a almost like, what's a way to put it? It's like a kind of like a trance, but instead of just being like completely out of it, more of like a focused thing, like you're completely enraptured by some sort of movie or otherwise. You feel almost like yourself start to kind of split off from the rest of the world for a split moment as you kind of start walking along this path. You move up, continuing to take steps, and you stumble past what actually seems like the correct spot in terms of like, perspective. And you almost start moving more into this area that seems to be built within the painting, as if you were a part of the painting. This is within the perspective now. You find yourself placed in what he was seeing. You feel yourself start to like... You feel yourself begin to... You feel cold. You feel yourself almost shivering a little bit.
Oh.
You feel yourself close to the plague. Not in it, but next to it. Like, you feel adjacent to the symptoms, adjacent to the feeling. And this pier feels like it stretches on forever. It doesn't. You can see the end up ahead, but it feels like you wouldn't be able to make it to the other side.
She looks at the water and then back to the land. Do her feelings shift at all when she looks at both of these places?
Yes. I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Which feels more constraining? Which feels more entrapping to you? Normal Indigo or this place?
Normal Indigo.
Okay. Then looking at the sea, looking at the water, the way it stretches out, seems to like... kind of seems that fog drifting up from there. It feels like it's... No, you don't like it. You don't like the fog. The smog seems to comfort you a bit more. Both don't comfort you at all, you would say, in a weird way. But if you had to pick between the two, for some reason, you internalize that spot off to your left as being the spot that you feel most comfortable being stressed out in, I guess, as a way to talk about it. Like, you feel at ease there because that's your element. That is the spot at which you feel yourself, your own abilities kind of... Roll to die again.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a... No, hang on. That's... When you were thinking there, you were thinking about how the physician's life is for you. That is absolutely, that's the case. And your mind started to slip and think that, yeah, everything makes sense with that. Everything I do in that case is correct. And you almost felt your mind start to click on what you did to that painter.
Yep.
And it almost seemed fine for a second there. You just felt completely okay with it. And you pull yourself back from that for a second, just for a second. And yeah, I don't know. How does Illyria feel about that?
Oh boy. So Illyria feels frustrated and thoroughly rattled by her own inability today. Specifically because she failed with Teach. I took that crit one as like like notes for the rest of the day of like, oh,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
this is how shit's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Mhm.
She felt frustrated about that, and it only got worse when so she's like, in order to almost regain some control of her life again, or the feeling that she was in control, she decided to not just try to help the painter, but instead put him in more danger so that she could maybe find the root cause of this a little bit more quickly. And regaining that small amount of power for her felt good in the short term, but in the long term, she's just at this point, she's just fucking rattled. She won't stop saying I'm sorry and making mistakes. She's looking out at the ocean, and her mindset is she views this city behind her, the noble district, as a place in which she is useful and special, and she is needed, and she is treated with respect. And the concept of Indigo and the way life was before, and all of her powerlessness, is far, far scarier. But at the same time, she knows that this respect that she's feeling right now is it isn't truly or justly earned. It is something that she has prized for herself. So she finds herself sort of caught between these two realities, absolutely overwhelmed. And I think, if it's cool with you, I'd like to make her another roll to die.
Yes,
I'm gonna drop my
absolutely.
swing first. I want to see how she feels about this.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit!
She starts to. There's only one fucking thing to lock in right here, right now, and she was operating off of her instincts, and she was operating off of her objectivity. Now she's going to swap back to something that she should rely on. It's Christian, I'm going to spend all of my XP to raise my blue stat up by 1 in this moment.
And you kind of snap yourself out of that haze in that moment.
She focuses in. Nope, doesn't matter. Regardless of whether I'm here or I'm back home, I have a simple job to do. I have to help other people, but similarly, I also have to help myself here. This gap between whatever the hell this place is, she motions back this way, and whatever the hell the outside is, they seem to be almost at war with each other. And similarly, I'm sort of at war with myself here. But she stops and she musters up all of her courage. I'm the one capable of resolving that. I can break this quarantine in more ways than one. But as a result, I need to figure out what this place is and why it is so dedicated to dying. She turns around and looks at Orchestra.
Orchestra has begun playing the tune that resounds within your heart.
Okay. I think I know where I need to go next.
Mm-hmm. She nods.
Well, it's sort of my first instinct, actually. I need to go to that administration building, and I need to learn what this place is. Learning that more people are suffering, it's almost masturbatory at this point. Of course they're suffering. Of course they'll continue to suffer. But until I figure out the nature of this thing, I won't be able to move forward. The way that I save everyone is by figuring this out. Not by suffering or crying alongside them.
She kind of steps aside and kind of nods her head. She seems pleased. She stumbles off with you. You realize how much you fucked up, how you felt that descent, that pier. You felt that pressure, honestly building from the moment you saw that painting. But it doesn't matter. The important thing is finding the cure. Not just for the plague, but for this district. For this place.
As she walks away, she imagines the painting again and thinks about how nice it would look were both sides not wrapped in fog.
Nice. I'm just gonna. Nice. Hang on, let me We're about halfway through there. 2 hours in, just about. We're like an hour 30, hour 40s, and start a little late. That's good shit.
That was good shit.
Yeah. Nice. Let's take a quick break here if you want. You want to get more water or anything like that? That's super fun.
Yeah, no, I'd love to grab more water. Like what I'm liking about this, and what I think I like about sessions like these so fucking much is I'm able to read my character's emotions very carefully and actually able to execute through lines and arcs pretty responsively just based on what the dice tell me, which is fucking awesome. Like that clutch 17 right there is just like, oh, this is the moment she turns it around. But if she'd gotten a 4, that would have been the moment that she got overwhelmed.
Yeah,
like,
it's really cool.
It's good. Feels good.
And I really like the way it's like, how we're all sitting here like, oh, fuck, you said like sorry like 6 times. And I'm like, damn, I hope we're not being too mean. But then also like, it's just like how that naturally falls in. Nah, Illyria's just off. And it just turned into like, yeah, no, she realized that and decided, fuck it, I gotta do this anyways.
Yeah, exactly. No, it plays into the narrative very, very well.
And got to get a pretty good through line for the rest of the session.
Hope so.
Hope so. So yeah, you
It felt pretty cool to basically just confront the plague dead on and almost get overwhelmed and then not.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like that a lot. This is good. I'm having fun. Yeah, just tell me whenever you want to pop back in.
Yeah,
I'm
just gonna grab a little more coffee.
Absolutely fine. And Will, thank you for keeping track.
I'm back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Ready to continue.
Alrighty. All right, let's get back as you start heading on in to a new place. You ride that wave all the way to this next destination. Let me. Yeah. Stumbling on into a administration building, which, well, as you remember, this was the place where a few days ago, not a few days ago, like yesterday, you ended up meeting the Tide's Edge in here. And so you kind of stumble back inside. Bam, there you go. Building's a bit dark, but it's still visible in here.
Okay.
And Orchestra's kind of like kind of looking at you, kind of pointing like around the corner where they were last time. She's basically like, just kind of like go ahead. She's done this a few times now. She's just kind of chill back a bit.
Yep. Illyria's going to wander in and say hi.
Make me a roll to die real quick, because you feel eyes on you.
Oh boy! I would still... Yeah, no, I'm gonna drop my blue and make another Omni Potion.
Okay.
Instinct, baby! Still beat a 10.
Yeah.
That's
Instinct?
11.
Alright, you start walking. Oh, the Tide's Edge are right up ahead. And you stop. And Orchestra kind of looks at you, and you move this way. And you try to open this door. You don't know why. You just felt like you wanted to. And as you click it, the door jams into something immediately. Something on the other side. Do you want to push through?
Yes.
All right, you move through, and Orchestra changes the tune ever so suddenly. already you've gone off the rails, and as you push through that door, you shove your way into a room. And
The hell?
something about this room in particular puts you off. You had to shove the door, and you notice you push the desks a little bit more to get in here. And after finally forcing it open, the desks have been moved a little bit. Something about this room feels off. Something about the scenario of this room feels off to you.
She looks around. She's gonna drop that red swing
Alrighty.
and swap and try to roll to investigate.
Alrighty.
Wow!
Wow. Oh, man.
That's
Mm,
fine. Weird room.
Weird room.
Yeah, tell me what a 1 means in this case.
Oh, let's see. Okay. Well, yeah, that'll be bad unless, yeah, I guess I could help you with that then. If you want,
I'm gonna blow my once per session teach reroll.
okay,
instinct
sounds
through it.
good. Yeah,
Oh boy!
give that reroll then.
Just plus
Grab
6 plus
something
1. It's 16.
All right,
It's a
I got a
little
second.
better.
let me grab something a little bit. Hang on, let me just see
Being
the
able to
rules.
swap to a red 6 is pretty dope, though.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Cool. All right, let me grab a Lycon, because you think, what the fuck am I doing in here? You're kind
Yeah.
of like, what the hell? And you kind of stop trying to piece it together a bit, as you remember something kind of a voice kind of in your head echoing a bit, just something you remember talking about during a certain time with, well, a certain person that currently is laying up, pinned up in a bed, suffering under a sickness.
Yeah.
But at a time when she was happier, a time when she was less ailed, you remember her talking to you. And you remember her voice kind of echoing. Oh yeah, mystery novels? I don't really like... I guess I've read so much of them now, I don't really enjoy them anymore. Not because, like, I don't think I've particularly gotten any better at figuring out the mysteries. I think I just kind of feel them, you know? Yeah, you think so too? It's just, well, at a certain point, you just figure it out. It just feels natural. And you feel that in that moment. You think about looking around the room, what's wrong, but, well, you kind of in that moment, hearkening back, you don't really know what's wrong. You just know it feels wrong. You know that, in some ways, this is a part of a mystery. This, a closed room. Someone was living in here. Yeah. And you don't know what happens to them. You don't know what happened. But you do know something happened. Someone died in this room, but there's no body here. And you can't support that claim at all, but you know it to be true.
Oh, fucking fascinating.
So that's what you get from that. If you want to explore more or try to figure out more, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna piece through all the shelves, just take a look around. She sees the cans. She's gonna check like what brand they are. Are they drank?
They're not drank per se. Some of them are like beers, others are like, yeah. And you kind of start checking through, yeah.
She's gonna take one of the cans.
Alrighty, sounds good. In that case, I'd say, do you think I do another roll to die here, or do a do roll for you? Yeah, let's see.
Die if it's ambient, do if it's active.
I think you're active right now, so give me a roll of give me that. I think that might be enough, yeah. So you're looking through and you piece through the shelves and other stuff, and the final thing you inspect in the room is the bed. And as you go down to this just filthy mattress on the floor there, you kind of inspect it, and you feel like someone had been laying here. And well, in that way, you kind of inspect the mattress. Someone died of plague, but you don't see any sort of details of like peeling skin or otherwise. Someone died here, but the symptoms of someone you know who's getting worse aren't here right now.
And there's no body, obviously.
And there's no body.
And this room itself is a
Would not have
puzzle.
been... Yes. This room itself, like, when you looked at that door,
Yeah.
you could not open it without shoving it open.
Yeah.
Similarly, no one's been in or out, if that's the case. This place had been just abandoned. Someone blockaded themselves on the inside, waited for their end to come, and it came. And they were written off.
She starts to think, there's no personal effects in the room whatsoever. No clothes, no nothing.
No. Seems like, they were just
They vanished.
basically...
She's going to take her sweet time and rule out the possibilities of basically Umineko closed door, closed room logic. No, she has to eliminate the possibility that this is not a true closed room.
Yeah. Of course, you consider someone could have always shoved it open and moved on inside, but if someone were to leave the room, they would not
most
be
likely able to do this. Yes,
they would not be able to push those things back up if they had to pull the door open.
In order to eliminate this as a closed room, she has to eliminate the possibility of vents, ducts, or anything like that.
And with these stuffy administration building cramped rooms, there's nothing really in here that would count for that. The only real windows, well, very, very small ones that are on the roof that let sun peek in, they're not big enough to let someone slip out, even someone very small. Neither would you kind of consider, you test this for a moment. You go and step up on the chair and see if you could actually get out through like a window right over here. You can't. It just would not work.
She looks for any indentations on the desk, any disruption of the dust, etc., so she can determine the shape of any objects placed on top of it.
Nice. Though there aren't objects here, you do feel like there was some placed in the past. The objects vanished, but the dust still... Well, it's just dust. No attachment to any individual person.
What
no
vague
attempt to
shapes?
cover up.
Yeah, what vague shapes did they take?
Backpacks, maybe some personal effects, documents maybe.
Documents? Okay. Anything else? Like any objects like, let's say, keys, lighters, like anything that assumes a shape that isn't a piece of paper or a backpack.
Bottles. You can see the rings of bottles.
But the beer cans were okay to stay behind. She reaches down, actually, and she pulls out many of her own medicine bottles, and she compares the size.
You put your medicine bottles down, and they don't seem to fit.
Okay. Are they bigger or smaller?
They're a little smaller. Almost like... You kind of, like, compare it. It's almost like a... You kind of try to piece back and look at the memories of the vials from, like, the room you're at previously there. And, you kind of mentally place that there, and you feel like that might have been it. That might fit just perfectly. Those kind of vials that are held there. And you kind of think a bit. Well, yeah, hang on. The cans are here, but... I'm going to do a roll to die now. I want to see if something's in your head. And you get your bond bonus from Orchestra with this.
Oh!
So you get an extra +1.
Excellent. Ooh. And then I'll lock in yellow to bring it up to a 15.
All right. So, 15? Yeah, you got
15.
it. Cool.
Okay.
With that, you kind of piece together. Okay. Well, I think there's something very simple to that. These cans, well, they're brands that you saw just hanging on the shelves of the store. They were real items. Whereas what you might assume in this case, and this strange thing, if you put it in terms of a production, they were unnecessary effects. Whereas everything else was reclaimed because, well, having so many useful things left around would clash with the suspense, the lack of supplies, a lead, at least is what you place. They had to have value. They had to have a value beyond just being items to be removed from here. They were removed, and they never expected anyone to figure that out. They never thought a cover-up this extensive was necessary. Yep. Except, as you've remembered, this is a closed room. So the only person who could cover up something like this is something not human.
Something immaterial, okay. She processes exactly what this means. And she's gonna look back at the she's gonna look back at the bed and hypothesize, I guess. She is going to guess that the person that stayed in this room was a doctor. Based on the size and shape of the vials, this is her best guess. In addition, the papers, the backpacks, etc., all lead her to believe that maybe there was somebody else here trying to do something like this. But for some reason, they were removed from the stage. They died of plague in this room. But they, for some reason, all of their progress, everything that they made had to be scrubbed. She wonders why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you kind of continue to think about that. You think, well, Zenas said he's played this song and dance so many times before. It wouldn't be unbelievable to think something like that. And that kind of just leaves you as a question of like, okay then, well, where did they go?
Yep.
Where did those things go? Were they gone, or had they gone somewhere else? You know, one way you could probably answer that question, though Zenith wouldn't like it. The other way is, well, it kind of leaves you at that point. Though you've pieced it together at this point, you're not quite sure. Though you feel a little bit, at least, that you've made some progress.
Yeah, she's going to very quickly take out a piece of paper and just literally place it down in one of the indents and just draw a little circle on it to match the exact diameter of the bottle. And just take a quick impression of all of them so she knows the shape that they should have.
Okay, sounds good. You start taking notes on this mysterious other person, and in that moment, you kind of, well, a little more of the delusion feels laid bare to you in this moment.
Are they congruous with the bottles that the doctor was distributing?
You feel like...
I might need to check. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you'd need to... They seem close enough. Though, of course, trying to judge a bottle purely by its ring is a little difficult.
Yeah. That, but still, she, like, this is a solid lead, because in pharmacy, when you're making this stuff, different distributors oftentimes purchase different types of bottles, depending on what they want to put out, basically. There is no standard or uniform one that is universal to every single doctor. Different types of pharmaceutical companies will have different types of bottles. Now, the fact that it is different from hers means it is separate from the Testudo family's pharmaceuticals, which does use a standardized type of bottle. Mm-hmm. That means, probably to a certain extent, this is made by someone either locally, or it was brought into this scenario, a lot like how Illyria was.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be able to narrow that down, actually, just by simply checking the bottles that the doctor has.
Yeah. So, in that case, you find yourself stumbling out, And Orchestra kind of smiles and like, yeah, you did good. And she kind of points again. Are you talk to Tide's Edge now?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like...
I'm going. It's fine.
You kind of stumble forward, and around the corner, you see someone kind of looking. Oh,
hey again.
Hey again. Oh, he kind of like stops and leans over. Man, everyone keeps coming asking what we're up to these days.
Yep. She looks over at the like little campsite. Well, how are you guys holding up over here?
I mean, okay from yesterday. We had some guy stumbling earlier asking us if he could look around. Kind of suspicious. But
Who
yeah,
was it?
that's that. Uh, some big weird dude in a trench coat. Said he was the headmaster of the university. Didn't believe him,
What?
though.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? What the fuck would the headmaster be doing here?
Mhm.
You kind of lean around the corner and someone's like, I was the headmaster, though.
Oh, Sam, you can't catch a break, can
Yeah.
you?
He seems to just be lazing down and just eating a donut. Hi again.
Hey.
Anything new?
No, well, actually, I was going to ask you for a favor.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to activate Taka's bond gift thing.
Okay.
I'd like Taka to do a thing for me.
Alrighty.
Taka's gonna come over here and get me absolutely every record, piece of notation, bit of history on the Noble District possible. And he is going to go through it with these nice Tide's Edge people. And now that I know Sam is here, Sam is a fantastic report writer and record keeper.
Yeah. And he's kind
I-
of looking at you with the eyes of someone who knows they're about to be asked to do something.
Yes. Yeah.
What is it?
So,
Just hit me with it, please.
one of my friends is going to come over here to sort through documents. I think the history of this district is relevant to our current predicament. They're going to help you sort through it, and then they're going to report back to me. I need to keep making rounds and making sure that everything's going okay, but I think in order to fully understand the nature of this disease, we need to understand the nature of where we are.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're the doctor. He just kind of takes another bite of the donut.
She shakes her head. In this instance, I think I'm actually secondary to you lot. You're better at organizing and processing information than I am. Well,
one of
I should say intelligence.
you gotta thanks. Yeah. Okay. Hey, can I ask a favor in return, though?
Of course,
You,
anything.
Can you got any medicine?
Oh, yeah.
Not like. Oh wait, I should clarify. Not the plague stuff. I mean, that's good too, but he kind of points over to the edge over here. One of our guys come down with serious indigestion. It's not pretty.
Of course. I'll go take a look. Drop my swing.
Dude, no, just leave medicine. It's fine. You don't gotta look at that. That's gross.
I'm a doctor, it's fine.
I won't go into detail on that, but you do.
Yeah,
make this
she
guy-
knocks on the door and just goes, "Hey, do you need help in there?"
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to open the door and I'm going to give you a bottle. I'm a doctor, it's fine, don't be embarrassed.
just like I can't get up. You go in and deliver upon him a bottle and then come back out and are just like,
She feels actually pretty good about that because that is the most normal everything has been the last day or two. That is her normal life of oh man, my stomach hurts. It's yeah, easy, okay, here.
Johnny.
So, if you guys could take a look through all the rooms here, work with Taka, and just get me whatever you think is relevant, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that. The guy in front of you speaks up. Okay, yeah, anything to get this all sorted quick enough.
Yeah,
he kind of looks
we're
again.
Get out of this.
He kind of goes into this room and starts looking through some stuff there. Sam kind of looks. See the cops?
Yeah,
Crazy shit,
What?
right?
Yeah, what?
I don't know. That's why we're kind of in here right now. I don't know. Don't know how that would go.
Probably not well. Keep
Especially
up the,
because he pulls out his phone, his cell phone, and he kind of
Yeah.
this is broke.
Thought so. Hey, you want me to grab you some donuts while I'm out?
For the first time, his eyes kind of show something other than just kind of annoyance at the certain predicament. He's like, that would be pretty nice. Yeah, actually, please.
She grins. Okay, I'll be back.
He gives a thumbs up, and you start heading
And I
off.
walk- I want to really briefly, since this is Patreon only anyway, I can genuinely describe this.
Oh boy.
Sam has a gift that whenever he eats a donut, he gets an additional attribute. So he's always at 5. He's always at 5 attributes, but the downside is he's so overworked all the time that all of his other attributes are wounded, and the only thing that's keeping him alive and running is more donuts. And
You think, Illyria? Yeah.
yeah.
God, where am I gonna get donuts? And Doc Mech has donuts.
she thinks about that and then thinks, no, I'm going to see the nice B-man later. He said he makes the best pancakes in the city. I bet he can make a donut. And she banishes the thought of Doc Mech from her brain. Yeah, that's not my problem. She's gonna quickly mind if I poke my head in every room really quick.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, poke your head on in here. You find a lot of documents, and as you kind of go to each stage,
this is
it's gonna be a
Taka's
mess.
problem.
Yep. It's gonna be a lot. Do you want to have a scene with Taka, or you'd rather just stop in, tell him, and go somewhere else?
I'd like to stop in, tell him go somewhere else, and then we can have a scene later of meeting and talking about whatever he finds.
Super fair, yeah.
I think that would be the most expedient way to handle this.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, and you go through, and mostly the documents seem to be in the more back rooms. So far in this other one, you find more of that, more desks, and then a final bookshelf on the left side.
Okay.
So there's some stuff to look for, and it'll definitely be a lot. But
Well, yeah. No, that's why we've got Sam working on it.
yeah, good
Him and
job,
his
Sam.
Donut powers. Okay, so she is going to what time's it getting to? Just about.
It's going to be evening now. You've gone through enough so that you're in the evening. You're coming a little closer to the end of the day.
I'm getting closer to the time that I'm gonna meet up at the cafe. So
Yeah, and actually, it was judging by around the time, it would be about now, honestly.
Ooh,
In the evening. Yeah.
So in that case, she's gonna take Orchestra to the cafe. Wow, Illyria, you suck. She's gonna take Orchestra to the cafe and sit there and go over everything that she's learned, and then Taka can enter the scene whenever you think it is appropriate to share the information. Sound
you'll
good?
tell Taka. Yeah, you'll tell Taka to kind of be in there and get ready.
Yeah.
You'll let him know that hey, you're gonna be going in and just
work with the Tide people and swing by the cafe once you got something. Yeah.
Yeah, the diner will be open as soon as you get there.
Okay.
So yeah, let me just start dragging that out too. Yeah, that was nice.
B.
I'll bring you to the other B loading screen. I love
Oh
B.
my god, she's great.
Smallest
Gun.
Yeah. Smallest and the tallest.
Yep.
Let's see. Where is that diner map? Oh, it's already out. Okay, that's why. Okay. Nice closed room mystery you did. You solved it. You did great.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just give this Illyria a lot of light. Because this is not a spooky place to be.
Ooh.
This is a nice place. So, you start heading on over, and you find your way on over to the diner. And as you get there, you kind of... Here, I'll even show you. You haven't seen this part of the map yet, so I'll actually have you walk up to it. Let's see, top right. And let me just grab a orange box, because it's evening now. Gotta have those orange boxes.
Yay!
I love these little things. They're great. Great mood setters.
Orange cube.
Orange cube clutch. Fucking Karsh instead of Sam. If it was Karsh, he probably would have just fucking been in the
Karsh would have tried to fight Zenith. Like a
Yeah.
lot. Like a lot.
I'm gonna squash you, bug! Alright, you, head on out to this area of town, in this top right spot, flanked by your faithful companion for today.
I don't like that
And-
for today.
Don't worry about it. So, you stumble on up, and you see this diner right over here, right near the entrance.
Oh, I knew there'd be a fucking sick kid. I knew it.
You look at them, they actually seem pretty lively right now. They're not sick. They're just playing outside with cats.
Of course. For now. Illyria stops and doubles back. Wait. She looks at the pier.
Yes?
She thinks about it, and then she double checks her map. The pier that she was on before came to an end, right?
It came to an end on this side. So basically the idea is that you could see the end basically on this map from far away.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I hopped down now and walked back down,
Yes,
I'd be
you would
on the
find
former
yourself
map.
back. Yes, absolutely.
She double checks it. It's so weird. Okay. Then walks over here. And is this the cafe?
Yes, it is. You view the front door. Everything seems closed down, like the outside
No.
tables have been taken in, but the door is open and you see two figures just kind of hanging out inside.
Yeah.
And-
She's gonna walk in.
All right, sounds good. And you begin stumbling on in. As you find yourself in a nice, quiet little diner. A bit abandoned, but not quite fully abandoned.
Hey there.
Ah! Illyria, welcome! He bows at you, and Beatrice kind of looks at you. Well, oh, hi there. And, oh, so who's your friend?
Well, this is my partner. Say hi, Orchid.
She kind of waves her hand and kind of gives a little bow. And he's like, "Oh, hi." he kind of like waiting for a response, and he's like, "Ah.
She's she is nonverbal.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So actually, Horace kind of reaches up and starts sign language. Is there like how does sign language work in setting?
Oh
I
yeah,
haven't
no,
actually asked.
it's just it's a thing. It's circulated by the church mostly.
Okay, yeah. Then he does signs, and Orchestra's like, "Oh fuck, I don't know sign language."
she also I don't think knows that.
Horace looks, oh my goodness, okay. Maybe when this is all done, I can teach you. He kind of like nods his head a bunch. Yes, that sounds great. Beatrice is like, Horace, please don't take on more responsibilities. But I want to. Look, it's fine. Look, it's just a small little lesson every now and then. It's easy. I can teach it no problem. He's like, okay. She kind of like, how was your day, miss?
She thinks it was fruitful, I guess. I feel like I made some progress. Would it be okay if we grabbed a booth and could you, by any chance, could you make donuts?
Donuts. He kind of thinks, yes. He yeah, take a booth, any booth. I'm gonna get to work. He kind of hops behind and starts like going out and starts trying to make up some donuts. And Orchestra kind of saunts over, and Beatrice hops off as well and kind of goes and sits in the booth a bit. Orchestra kind of like chills back here, and she also knows, okay, cool. She kind of like slides in and on your side. And hang on a second. She kind of goes back and goes and retrieves this little wine bottle she had over here and takes it back and puts it down. Pops it. Would you like any?
No, thank you. She looks down at it. I don't drink. Wait, hold on. Has anyone, this is a strange question, has anyone come by your shop and bought beer lately?
Well, she kind of thinks a bit. No one's really, there's a lot sitting on the shelves. Everyone's more concerned about all the beer rations aren't really a thing yet. I'm saving that for when we run out of food. I'm sure that'll be... Yeah. She kind of smiles at that, just jokingly a little bit. No, though, haven't had that happen in a while. She kind of thinks, I'm gonna have her roll to die. Yeah, no, she's like, not really, no.
Okay.
Why, you want some beer? You said you don't drink, though.
No, it was the strangest thing. I found... She explains about the closed room mystery that there were a lot of beer cans in there. And basically, based on her conclusions, they could honestly only come from the general store.
She actually gets really enraptured by that. She's like, oh, really? She's just like really into it. She's like, oh, it's like a closed room mystery. I love those.
Yes. So if you could rack your brain, just try to think of anyone who might have bought beer from you or vials.
She's actually going to give that a full-on roll. She's going to roll to do with one of her stats.
Ooh!
She just starts, the moment you made her realize that this is actually something a lot more interesting, she just like gets into it. She reaches down into her pockets, she tosses out a bunch of like receipts, and she's just like, all right, let's see now. She goes through and she starts looking. Hey, look through Hughes too. Don't take any that have a. She just kind of starts looking through. Oh goodness, I haven't had a new mystery novel to read in a while. This is fun. She kind of like looks through a bit, and then after a certain point, she kind of like, kind of frowns a little bit. Well, not only do I not remember, but my record keeping is quite good. However, she kind of like looks. I am missing a few days of receipts in here, mysteriously.
Which days?
She kind of puts down. Well, I have some. About a couple weeks ago, a few months ago, it makes sense, but about 3 days ago, 4 days ago, something around there.
Okay, so she basically said there is a gap a couple months ago, and there is a gap a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And there is a gap 3 days ago. So there are 3 gaps.
Yes, and when she kind of looks, she gets you the dates. One of those dates is not too long after the empty night. The other one is just like another time, sometime last month. And then there's the one that lines up mysteriously close to when that painter got sick.
No. How long? How long are you missing the receipts for? Like how many days?
She kind of thinks, I didn't think I was missing any receipts is the thing. I keep my record book well in touch, but I don't, She kind of thinks, that's mighty strange. Usually I mark down, well, here. She kind of like, again, reaches where she grabbed the receipts from. She has a little record book. The most important part of doing my business is keeping your finances in check. And she kind of like opens it up a little bit. Well, right now, looking at this, it I mark when I lose them, but I haven't marked anything down for that past month. That's a little strange, honestly. I'd usually mark that earlier, so I might have just slipped up on you. I'm sorry.
How many incongruous days are there? Like sequentially, is it just one day that there's an error, or is it over a period of 2, 3, or 4 days? Illyria's getting increasingly worried.
Yeah, she looks. Kind of looks at it a bit more. Well, there's a few in a row on a few weeks ago, and she kind of looks. I haven't been really taking many receipts recently. I just kind of give off to people. Unfortunately, that's what we got to do in this kind of situation. Not really in it to make a profit at a time like this.
Okay. When did you start with that?
Well, I started after the first few cases really started rushing in, and people started to get a little crazy, I guess, once the blockade happened. I realized yeah.
And that directly corresponds to the doctor's arrival, correct?
Yeah, pretty shortly after that, the doctor shows up.
Okay.
About a day later after the blockade comes in, said he's here to help. Said the mayor sent him in.
She thinks. How thick was that dust in that room? Is that something that would have gathered over the course of days or weeks?
Weeks.
Okay! Okay, and how many days? How many sequential days was the error in record keeping a few weeks ago again?
It's about 5.
Illyria starts to like crick her jaw back and forth, and she looks over at Orchestra. I think we just discovered our time limit.
She kind of thinks about that and she nods, yeah. And yeah, you kind of
boy.
You kind of like click with that for a moment and think about it and like, okay, 5 days. You're coming up to the end of day 2 right now. And that just kind of hits you in that moment and you're just like, all right. So, let me put this back to the beginning again. So, a couple of weeks ago and a couple of months ago, there were instances you could piece together from that room.
Yeah.
The last person who wandered in here wasn't good enough, supposedly.
Yep.
Same song and dance, times and times before. The first month, well, you don't know who that was. The person in that room was attempt 2, most likely.
Yep.
And now, Illyria Testido, attempt 3. The next test. And it seems like every time, well, at least for the last time, you, again, no idea about that first few months, but you can make a good claim for the second one. The stage was reset, cleaned up for you.
Yep.
To be the patient 0 again of this new test. But there were those who came before. That status you hold is a lie.
Illyria, relaxes back in her chair. Thank you, you've been very helpful.
Darling, no problem. She kind of nods her head. I'm glad to help a doctor when I can. The other one gets... She kind of thinks... He really tries to keep to himself. And while I do appreciate his work, I hope that you'll be more... Well, I've already appreciated you so far. You've been rather open, which is very nice. She kind of like... Honey, I just have to say that you honestly are a bright light. I very much appreciate you. Nadir, again, he's a nice guy, but so dour. He just really, I don't know.
What do you think about him? What's he been doing?
Well, he shows up, drops some of those sugar pills, and then heads off out again. Yeah, I know. I've sold medicine at my store before. He insists it's real stuff when I've confronted him about it, but I'm telling you, I see quack medicine all the time. It's you gotta like think a bit. But you're from Testado, right?
She nods.
Yeah,
I think Nadir's approach is She looks back over at Orchestra. 2 paths. 1, you try to find a cure. The other, you try to find the source. I'm sure he's just trying to buy time until he can discover a cure.
I hope so. I hope it's that and not incompetence, quite frankly.
She shakes her head. If he fails to reach the cure, it will have been incompetence.
I suppose so. She kind of thinks about that a little bit. So what's your plan?
I'm going to try to find the source of this. Trying to find the cure. Trying to put together a solution. I think such a thing is beyond my ability, frankly. But, in the same regard, I think I'm capable of discovering the source of this. I'm not the type of doctor that can make that tough decision. I'm not the type that can quarantine away an entire section of the country and cut out the festering rotted bits. No. I think I'm closer to a researcher. Illyria kinda shrugs. The one who gets the nice, ugly job of looking at the remains and figuring out exactly what the hell went wrong.
She kind of thinks about that. Well, I must say that I would have preferred a doctor here to cure our wounds, but I would say that, quite frankly, I appreciate any help you can give us. And thank you for being honest. I appreciate that.
Well, if you need something to cure your wounds, she reaches down and she's gonna hand over that Omni potion she's been cooking.
Oh, yeah?
Treat this as a last resort, I suppose. Just in case you or anyone else you know starts to feel sick, or honestly, you will and will continue to see more of the townsfolk than I do. As a result, you know and will know more their personal conditions. I'm trusting you with this because someone told me doctors need nurses. I don't consider you a nurse, but I think you have, as far as this town goes, as far as this district goes, you are what they need almost more than me. You're someone who knows them, knows their pain, and you know most of all how to help. So here's just another tool to help them. She slides the potion across the table.
You lay that just very, upfront, truthful statement out.
No.
And you notice that she seems to, get a wavy smile and blush a little bit as she holds this. Well, I would. She kind of thinks about that a little bit. I would. You just know what to say to make me happy. She kind of holds that and
No, to tell you the truth, I'm out of my mind with fright and frustration.
She kind of stops a bit.
Upfront states.
Honey, I'm sorry then, but you did. I'm trying my best out here myself, and I'm not a doctor, so I cannot help people. I'm the front line, and they like to yell at me quite a lot for all of their problems, and I'm glad that someone recognizes it, so thank you. And I'm quite sorry if everything's all frightening. Perhaps talking about work isn't what's best right now. Perhaps you should enjoy yourself a nice meal. When's the last time you've eaten?
It's been a bit.
How long?
Illyria thinks back. Yesterday.
She kind of frowns a bit at that. Goodness grief, what are you... Honey, you are... I said back there, you're a doctor. You should be taking care of yourself. She stops. No, I'm not gonna preach a doctor how to take care of herself, but you should.
She's getting sheepish too. Yeah, thank you. I hate to ask this actually, but you're kind of right. Would it be okay if I could talk to my partner for a little bit?
Sure thing. Take your time. She kind of thinks, and yeah, just stop back in at any point. So yeah, Orchestra kind of like, okay. She kind of settles out for a bit and moves to the side and gives you a chance to step out as well.
Yeah, no, she gets up and just walks over. And then yeah, I'd like to move over to like a back room or something.
There's a bathroom here.
Oh, that sounds awful. Yeah, fuck it. She'll chill in the bathroom.
Yeah.
This place
You
is
head
gross.
on inside there. Yeah.
I would like to use my new gift. Whose eyes are watching me? Anyone watching me in here? Is it couth? Is it uncouth to watch a lady in the bathroom, Zenith? Zenith, you fuck.
Zenith, is it uncouth to watch a lady in the bathroom?
Well, oh boy, why are you putting me in this position?
Yeah. You watching right now, you weird locust fuck?
No. But you get the sense that they look like, why are two going in there?
Yeah.
But
I don't like that, but also
expect one of you to be getting questions later.
She walks in the bathroom and just like exhales.
She smiles at you.
I'm sorry. I just need a second. I just needed a second. She's so nice, and I'm so afraid of her getting hurt.
Oh. Orchestra kind of realizes that, and then just like she kind of her shoulders sag, and she's like,
I can't let Zenith know that I have an attachment to any of them because then they become leverage. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, she kind of like
she like turns on the sink, splashes, actually lifts the mask for a second, then puts it back down, and she was about to splash her face. I can't even do that here. I don't know where the plague comes from. I think it might be water-based. She's like, you realize, like, Orchestra starts to realize, like, the constant feeling of paranoia and being put on edge is, like, this is the first moment she's having a chance to see Illyria Testudo as Illyria Testudo in this entire thing. Like, this is far closer to the character that Teach saw at the very beginning of this. And, she swings her hand around, and I can't even be in this bathroom too long, or Zenith will be like, what were you doing in the bathroom? Why did there have to be two of you? It's bullshit. She kicks the toilet. Ah, my
foot! Orchestra just continues playing this singular tune and just letting you kind of like go off, basically.
Everyone in the fucking restaurant just hears frustrated yelling from the bathroom. Honestly, if Zenith is watching, but not watching directly, he probably hears the frustrated like and then she collapses back up against the wall. Okay, that felt really good to get out. That felt really, really good to get out. Oh boy. And I've been saying it a lot today. I did genuinely want to save this one for you. I'm sorry, Orchestra.
She thinks and like looks around a little concerned, and she's like, she realizes that It's okay this one spot. This one time it's okay to say that in here. And she
I'm
kind of
just-
like,
you probably had your own goals or objectives or just life, or you had your own role in this, and I plucked you away from that for honest.
she shakes her head.
What?
She looks at you and points, and she kind of thinks she's trying to express something, and it's God. She can't.
Hold on. Illyria is going to turn on the hot water so steam starts to come up and fogs the fucking window.
Mm-hmm.
Or fogs the fucking glass.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gestures.
She kind of looks, and Orchestra kind of, actually. She puts her finger up to the mirror itself and attempts to write something. And you notice in that moment you feel something else. You find the reason for why she's never written anything to you. When she tries to write words on that screen, the fog making a little thing for her to write on. In the end, nothing legible comes out. A scramble, a nonsensical language of nothing. And she shows frustration at that.
Oh, I'm sorry again.
She shakes her head no and turns off the faucet and walks back here. And she reaches into her pocket a bit. And she kind of fetches for something. She stops playing for a moment. And not with music, but with an action, she tries to express something to you. And she hands you the music box and puts it in your hands. And then her face kind of shifts to a smile.
Illyria opens the music box and sits it playing.
Mm-hmm. It plays a bit. And again, you hear that single song coming out. And you notice that Orchestra just kind of like goes to the side, listens to the music box, and just kind of like sees it. And you see,
hey, Christian, really quick.
Yeah.
I'd like to stand tall immediately to get a red instinct of 6 on this.
Okay.
I want to know what feelings I'm feeling.
Oh no. You are sensitive as well.
Yeah.
And in this moment, you look at this music box and you just sit. This is a song not made by Orchestra. It is a song for her. And in that way, you kind of feel something. Like something for her. Something that was hers. The only thing that's hers. The only thing that she has left. The last bit of herself that hasn't been stripped away by someone else. It's a sorrowful song from its quality of the music that comes from it, but it's also, for Orchestra, a song that makes her happy, because it's a reminder that she is Orchestra, or no, it's a reminder she wasn't always Orchestra. And you can see her kind of like longingly look at it again, leaning. And then she kind of looks at you. As you see that music box, you feel yourself, the sensitivity that you were born with, pulling on you, and you can't see the thing. You can't see it. You can't see what memories are attached to this. They're blocked from you almost. But you can feel them. It all just clicks with you due to the music. This is Orchestra's hope. And she moves over and closes that box. And as she closes that box, she brings it back and hands it over to you.
Illyria looks down at it. Are you sure the person that made this for you? I can see how much you meant to them.
She kind of looks at it a bit and then taps it with her conductor's wand and then like slightly prods you like just slightly on the chest as your like just kind of does that. And
Oh, no, she doesn't. She doesn't need to understand what that means. She's just going to like, even with all the frustration to the side, she's just gonna hug Orchestra.
You do that. You hug Orchestra, and for a moment, no music plays. She lets her conductor's wand fall to the side, and she hugs you in response. And for that moment, that silence speaks louder than any of the music that was playing earlier, as she just holds on to you for that moment. You, fully hugging Orchestra, you feel how hollow she is, both in a physical and mental sense, and an existence sense. And yet, she is there.
Illyria pulls back. You've managed to hold on to so much, and I don't know what's happened, but I can feel how desperately you clung to everything that you are. And, she thinks. Hold on.
She reaches over for the conductor's wand again and holds it up a bit.
No music for this part.
She puts it away.
Come with me.
She walks.
Comes outside.
All right. And first up, let me hit you with some stuff.
Oh, of course.
For one, let me get you this one first.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, look at that bee.
Oh, I love that.
Love that bee. And of course, we get a second one too. I think you might know what this one is.
I'm gonna fucking cry. It's that one.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Illyria grabs Orchestra's hand and starts running.
He comes like, Illyria, I've got pancakes ready.
Hey, we'll be right back. If Taka comes by, just tell him we'll be right back. She starts
okay.
Her mouth starts to form, I'm sorry, and then she goes, thanks. runs out the door. She makes sure to keep Orchestra busy so that absolutely no music plays. Christian, I run back to Doc Mac's shop.
What madness is this? Yeah, both Beatrice and Horace watch her go and like, wow, really lively. All right, yep. We're going to fucking Doc Mac's shop then, I guess.
We're going to Doc Mac's shop.
Doc Mac's shop. All right. This is hell.
Yeah, I bet you didn't expect me to try to use Doc Mac in an important scene.
I was hoping for it, but you head back inside and move on in, and she's not playing music.
Excellent.
But
yeah, yes.
From inside, from a radio, music is playing as you stumble on inside, and fucking Doc Mac she's just like listening to some music playing off.
She runs in. She's still holding Orchestra's hand. Hey!
What the fuck? She sits up in the magazine reading. Jesus! Oh! Well, become rich?
Yeah, in a way. Oh boy, she looks at the radio. Is that radio the only thing producing sound in this place?
Yes.
Are there any record players? Anything else? Or is it just that radio?
Yeah, thinks a bit. Let me look around. Are there any record players around here?
Yeah.
I don't see any on the map. You want to ask him for some?
No, she saw it and heard it earlier.
Wait, there's a record player in your apartment. I don't know if that really matters, but I'm just letting you know.
No.
Yeah, what?
She heard the radio before. Yeah, I'd like to buy your radio. You just brought it up. She's gonna buy it.
He stops. No.
What do you mean? I thought it was for sale.
What do you?
Come on.
No, I'm listening to it. What the hell are you gonna offer me in return? That's my goddamn radio.
She puffs her cheeks up. Something important to me. She's willing to trade a memory for it.
Ooh, okay. So, I do have let's see, what memory are you willing to trade? You've got
Stand tall.
Oh, are you sure you want to trade Stand Tall for this one?
Yes.
I got another one. Don't you want to
Thematically, absolutely trading Stand Tall for Doc Mech's radio.
That's a disgusting sentence. I hate
Yes.
that sentence, but okay, fine. Doc Mech can now stand tall. That's
Yes.
terrible. He can commit so many goddamn war crimes now, you bastard. Oh, speaking of that, let me show you Doc Mech's page since he did that. You
Oh
brought it up
yes,
with
of
him.
course. Oh,
So,
good.
I need to show you his
Blood
red
Packet
now.
drinks
You know
are
his
not
red now.
infected. Oh, that's
So
great.
now he can get a maximum of like 13 with his Oh wait, and you do know bit 1 because you bond down with him. So there you go.
Oh my god, why is this happening? +7. Oh my god, he's gonna be really good at that in the future.
He's already really good at. Yeah, he's like, all right, fine, whatever. He kind of like reaches down and like grabs up a radio he had just kind of stuffed, like, and he's like, all right, cool, well, whatever, fucking sure. He hands it on. Come on over here. He hands it on. This is like a gating, but there's like it's supported on like these little crates. So he kind of reaches under and just like, hey, take it. Come on, take it.
She does. She takes it.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Fuck you. Have a nice day.
Right back at you two.
Yeah. He kind of smiles and nods.
she runs off. She has been just dragging Orchestra absolutely everywhere.
You turn off the radio too.
Yeah, she turns off the radio. And then is going to run back to the diner.
Alrighty. You do that. You run all the way back to the diner. And I'll say, let me move you some maps and stuff. And let me. Something's gonna be going on here.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Just look at this. Just gotta get something ready. And as you do, you also notice that, well, just by getting it, time has started to pass. It's going to be nighttime by the time you get there.
Of course.
But yeah, you kind of rush again across the streets,
Fucking
moving as
worth
quick as
it.
you can, not stopping in the slightest at no point. And eventually, you stumble your own way back inside. And by the time you get here, go. More like that.
Illyria runs back in. sees Taka waiting there already. Hey Taka, I need to do something really quick.
Horace like moves out of the way. Okay, I got you more pancakes. Okay.
Lambs. She is going to immediately grab the radio, flip it over, and start futzing with it.
Everyone's like, what are you doing? Taka just kind of looks a bit confused.
Okay, so when you're trapped inside for a very long time, you tend to get very bored and you tend to read a lot of books. I know the internals of RNA and technology like the back of my hand. She pops the radio open. Is it is this some Doc Mech nightmare radio or is it an RNA in one?
It's kind of a Doc Mech nightmare radio.
Yes, even fucking better.
Oh boy.
So I assume this radio is built entirely differently then. Like is this a modern ass radio? Like give me a description really quick.
I would say that this is definitely kind of a God, you know what I'd have to say? If anything, Lancian.
Are you okay?
Around that area, around that kind of like, it's obviously like it's different, but you'd have to say if you put like the closest thing you could say, it'd have to be something like Lancia. That's the closest you've seen to it.
Oh boy. Okay. then she is going to God, so radios basically the way they work is they operate off of the sail, the shit up in the sky. Their
Mm.
battery responds to it, and they also simultaneously pick up a signal from it. And then that
Mhm.
signal is vomited out into the world. It's why when they move the sails around, all the radios flare on and off and different signals come in and out.
Mhm.
Their power signal is the same as their audio signal.
Mhm.
Now, Lancia works a little bit differently than that. It doesn't necessarily draw off of sail power. It works off of battery power, which is
Mhm.
something a little bit different. But its main point is to pick up ambient signals out there in the world. What is
Mm.
nice about the potential fusion of these two different technologies is they exist to pull power from what is functionally a battery. One battery puts off signals that are converted into music, the other is a battery that powers the speakers and vomits that sound outwards. So,
Mhm.
what Illyria is going to do is she's going to flip over this device and start futzing around with it. And she turns around and goes, "Hey, can I take something from that jukebox over there? It's it like it shouldn't harm its functionality even a little bit. I just need part of it."
Horace is like a bit confused. He's like, I, uh, I guess. I mean, you're gonna break the. If it's not gonna harm the jukebox,
It's not gonna harm the jukebox at all.
okay. I mean, I haven't really been playing it, obviously.
She runs over to the jukebox. Jukeboxes internally have multiple records that they swap between. It's
Mhm.
basically this thing that
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
It's a
obviously. She's going to reach into the jukebox and she is going to pull out one of the records from inside. She is going
Mhm.
to hunt for a blank one.
Ooh, okay. That's case. I'm just gonna say in that case, I'll give it to you. You'll be able to find it.
Okay.
You're just ruffling around, and everyone just kind of like started watching
Yeah,
you a bit, and they're all like,
Olivia is
looking
like
at her, like,
berserking. She's running
yeah.
over here. She runs back in, slides down the bench again, and actually begins to basically she takes the basically the sailstones out of the back. She snaps in one, she hooks around some wires into another, and then she is going to basically take the sailstone, hook it up to one of the records, and records produce sounds by basically a needle moving around and playing across different grooves. And
Mhm.
she is going to hold it up to Orchestra and just go, "Okay, I want you to use that conductor's wand of yours to put a song into this thing.
She kind of thinks about that.
Any song you want."
Hmm. She thinks about that very slightly, and kind of runs her head along that for a moment. She nods and reaches over and starts doing that. She starts conducting something to put inside of there, and
Uh,
yeah.
Excellent. Um, Illyria takes her Frankensteined mess. She was a tech kid, always was, and
Mm-hmm.
you start to see some like Atticus Jaggins spark behind the eyes as she actually delves into the innards here, and she starts to actually remember back in the day when her grandma would say, "Oh, you're going to be a good surgeon someday." That's because she was always knee deep in machines, dismantling them and putting them back together. And the way Illyria Testudo rationalizes the human body is by treating it as if it were a machine. So, as she works at this, everyone watches, and you see not the same fuck up that you've seen all day, but actually the hands of a skilled surgeon, very carefully taking a signal that's being produced by this radio and putting it into the sailstone. She then thanks Orchestra, snaps it backwards, inserts it into the radio, packages the thing all up, and puts it down on the table. It's been a
It's a
while since
box, Horace says.
it's yes, it is. It's been a long while since I've been able to do that. Um, she looks down and actually slides the radio over to Orchestra.
She kind of looks at it like, just kind of like, what do
She
Yeah.
Illyria shakes her head. That's for you. You've been through a lot, and you've been clinging to something, and a lot of you's been eroded away, but it doesn't mean you still can't get things too.
She kind of looks and she's like, what is? She kind of
Yeah.
looks at it and she inspects it a bit.
Yeah. If she hits a button, it'll play the song she put in it. The song that she wanted to put into it.
Mhm. She clicks that button, and in that moment, a song does play through. It's
Oh no!
the complete version. And she stops. And as she holds it there, looking, she just goes silent, looking at this thing. The mask is completely stoic.
Even if a lot of you breaks down, doesn't mean it can't be rebuilt or brought back. Doesn't mean it. If something's missing, you can just replace it with something else, right?
She
An
holds the
incomplete
box.
an incomplete melody can someday be fixed up.
Her hands sort of tremble holding onto this thing, and she can't cry. It's not something she's able to do, even though she's wanted to. In that moment, though, the trembling she feels relieved more than anything. She's reclaimed something she thought she'd never have again. And in that way, she kind of mimics along. No music comes from hers. She just conducts along with the song that's playing on there. And for once, she appreciates this. She feels... You can say this for sure. She feels hope for herself coming back. And... and that she listens to that song. And Horace at the side there kind of leans on the bench event. Oh, damn, I have no idea what just happened, but it seems pretty touching. Good job. He kind of like, he actually does. He says it like nonchalantly, but he does look at Illyria, and it's like, literally, that's all you needed? Let me just grab something real quick. As Horace is like...
Horace
he's
is like, be nice to people.
Yeah, he's just like, damn. Miss Illyria, I've always heard that the most important part of the doctors is like helping people, right? It's like most people want to become a doctor because they want to save people, right?
I guess. she looks nervous.
He just like waves his hand a bit. It's like, I understand there's more to it than that. But I mean, the childlike wonder, you'd say so?
She nods along, absolutely.
He kind of nods his head. Well, I would say that at least in the dream doctor, the purest personification of a doctor in the most idealistic sense, I would say, to me, you are a doctor.
Oh.
He gives you a thumbs up.
She fucking bolsters at that. She feels awesome. So, in character, Illyria struggles with people like this because he has big jock energy. Out of character, I love this man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Illyria stops and thinks for a second. She fucked up a lot today. She said, I'm sorry a lot. She did some rather unsavory things, but she realizes how heartbreaking this moment would be if she was unable to say thank you.
Yeah. Oh. Damn. You stop, and Orchestra just kind of happily plays along this song, listening to this song that she's wanted to complete forever now, basically. but never felt courageous enough to do it. She kind of just continues playing that for a bit, and in that moment, I think, the song continues playing off, and the evening kind of continues like this. She continues listening and playing a bit. It's a little annoying, I guess, or some people would consider it annoying, just the fact
Illyria
that
will
Orchestra...
fucking annihilate anyone who finds it annoying.
I was gonna say that it would be annoying for most people, but in this case, no one minds how many times Orchestra decides to replay her song.
Why? No! I'm fucking crying.
Yeah, the night goes
Holy
like that.
shit.
Taka gives you an idea, gives you some info to sort through later. Basically, gives you the documents Sam has, but you'll have to look through those later. For now, you have a nice meal. You eat the fucking best like pecan pancakes you've ever eaten in your life, and then, well, the day kind of comes to a close.
Yeah.
Beatrice heads back first because she's got to open up shop tomorrow. Taka ends up heading back to the flower shop. You can chat around with Horace a little bit longer, and he's just asking you a shit ton of questions.
Yeah.
And he's got a big energy for you, but eventually Orchestra kind of like finishes up with her song and ends up telling you like, hey, you should probably get some sleep too. And you stumble on back to the apartment.
Yup.
And I'm just gonna cut us straight there as
Time to face the music. Uh-oh. I'm sad.
Oh boy. Let me get us back over there. But yeah. Fucking great play. I had a moment where I was like, oh wait, this isn't gonna be like a big play, and because I was like, are you gonna try to like do some weird techno science stuff to make Orchestra be able to talk? But then I was like, no, you're gonna. And then I realized that when you got back to the diner, and I immediately hopped over and grabbed the other version of World End because I was meaning to play that at some point, but I was like, oh, you just fucking god.
Oh my god, she's. I adore her. She's
great.
So sad.
Sad clown.
Sad fucking clown. I just I'm like, I know there are other radios out here in the world. I know there are ones that I can gimmick myself getting that would actually make this easier. One, I want to give Christian a chance to play Doc Mech again. And two, if I have one of Christian's characters' gifts, go to another of Christian's characters and sacrifice teaches stand tall in the process, I will have entered the ultimate the multi-campaign Apex drift. And thematically, if the thing that I gave up for Orchestra was the one that enabled me to understand her feelings to begin with, it is that unspoken understanding now of I now know what you're going through, and I don't need to rely on somebody else's wisdom in order to figure that out. I've got my
absolutely. It's really, really good. I love that.
That was the big brain play there.
Yeah, you fucking connected. That was cool. So.
Also, I was not bullshitting you with Illyria being a mechanic kid. That
makes sense to me. No, it absolutely makes sense.
Like, do you see the big? Like, you saw the blood furnace looking thing?
Yeah.
Illyria's pastime is literally upkeep on like the technical stuff back
that's
there.
Pretty
like,
cool. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, when you're stuck inside, you read manuals, you try to build things, you do that. You can't just make medicine forever. Like, there's too little time for that.
I'd been hinting towards it too, with her talking about like vial diameter and shit like that. This is like her mind is that's how she thinks about stuff.
Nice.
She makes actually a lot of the syringes and vials that you see in the Testudo compound.
That's really cool. There's just tons of them. She just makes them and then just like they get stacked. That's cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Illyria has a boring life.
Kingdom.
Yeah, oh boy. So yeah, no, sorry to distract.
No, it's no problem.
I just had to clutch out. I had to get all that out of my brain before I get into bad.
Yeah. You head back into here, and you find yourself going back in at night. And Orchestra's just kind of been like a happy step following you around with her new box.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's kind of following, and she looks and is like, she kind of stops a bit and is like, she
It's
points
a-
over at bed, but then also puts her hand up. She points over at Teach's room too.
Illyria just, she smiles under the mask. It's like, it's a more tired smile, but like, she feels like she's more put together today.
Mhm.
And she pats Orchestra on the shoulder. Thanks. I'll be right back.
She nods her head. Roll to die for me.
Okay.
Don't need to stand tall. It's in your heart
Who
now.
the fuck needs to stand tall? I'm always standing.
You fight back against your instincts in this case, or you kind of you succeed to ignore that and
No.
start moving on inside. You control your instincts as you take steps on in
Yes.
here, and yeah, going on inside. Teach is in there, and she seems to be up at this point, though she doesn't seem to be doing much better. She's still laying down. You just noticed her head kind of turn as you come on in.
Teach. And she almost says it and stops herself. Are you okay?
She nods her head, but you know that's not true.
Okay. I actually, well, today I guess I'm a little lucky. I've got a surplus of supplies. She's going to, so she lost 2 Omni Potions. I
Mhm.
believe she is currently down to her last.
Here's one thing.
Yes.
Your bond up with Beatrice. Every bond
Yeah.
up you get a potion at the beginning whenever you go to grab her shop.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so-
love her. She's
actually,
great.
she's great.
So
Yeah.
so I'm at 2. I can dump both into Teach if I need to.
Mhm.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
do that. Let's
Yeah,
be real
okay.
here. So
Yeah, super fair.
she's
What color
going
are those potions?
Omni, both,
Oh,
thankfully.
wow. Okay.
I've been cooking this session.
Mhm.
Actually, no.
Mm-hmm.
She is giving Teach 1.
Yeah. Responsible.
She's gonna administer 1 to Teach and just go, while the water's boiling, she's going to go, hold on a second. And she is actually going to run next door and
Mhm.
give 1 to the lady who's been watching Teach.
Okay, sounds good. You do that, and then you come back in and the water boiling.
Yeah.
You've been doing pretty good at like making some Omni potions that are more like generalized, but you have the comfortable setup that you can give Teach the ones that you've made for yourself, at least.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, you get the water boiling, you get it going, you get the process, and Teach
What I-
takes it in and
What I love
Mhm.
about the setup of this campaign, just really
Mhm.
quick, with
Yeah.
Teach and like the mistakes I'm making and everything else, is balancing how quickly I get these potions is related to how badly I fuck up Illyria in any given
Yeah.
session. So
Yeah.
like, she made a lot of them this time because she kept making mistakes and had to
Mhm.
roll to die a bunch. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so it's like, directly, the more I make my own character suffer, the more she can help other people out. But also,
Yeah.
the more she suffers.
Yeah.
So like,
Absolutely.
yeah, no, I like this balance a lot, and it's
Mhm.
gonna be fuck city in the apartment tomorrow. But like,
It's,
yeah,
It's a heavy weight, isn't it?
yeah.
But yeah, it's one you're bearing. But
Yep.
yeah, you head on in, and then you administer everything. And in that moment, finally, Teach drinks a bit, and you kind of idle with her for a little bit to just make sure the medicine's kind of going in. You continue to act like you're not examining, you're not doing anything,
No.
you're just doing. You are acting,
Yeah.
and you're not thinking about it. You don't even process the peeling skin, the flakes on the bed, all of that
No.
stuff. You just do. And in that moment, as you do that, Teach kind of lays back again, and slowly, how are you feeling?
You know, she has figured out a new life philosophy that she is holding on to for now. She's gonna keep it in her back pocket because she doesn't want to test it yet.
Mhm.
But she feels like she just made a personal breakthrough, and it was all thanks to watching Orchestra. So she feels like her neck is still under the guillotine, but she feels like for the first time she might have a trump card.
Nice. And,
But she is ready to wade into the shit because she can feel it coming. And she comes back out and goes, "Well, okay, time to move this stuff." And she's going to actually pick up the bed, and she is going to move it to the entrance of the apartment building.
Oh, okay. Let me grab that real quick.
She needs to see one thing, and that's is something physical going to spread the plague to everyone in this building? If it is something that comes in through the front, she will be aware of it. If it is something metaphysical, she'll at least have that knowledge.
Oh, that's smart.
So she's going to station herself down there.
All right, yeah.
Like a fucking weirdo.
Okay, seems good. You're making yourself the wedge that closes the room.
No.
Alrighty.
Or no, she's not going to be in the room. She's going to the entrance of the apartment building.
I see.
Yeah. No,
the
it's
entrance.
weird.
Okay, yeah. All right, you go. And meanwhile, in that room, Teach tries to let out a word for you, and she kind of like feels the medicine come in, and many words, but at least for now, she goes back to sleep. And just a teeny bit, her symptoms kind of plateau, at least for now.
They're getting worse at least.
Oh boy. Well, they're doing okay. Yeah, so you fucking take these down, and Orchestra just like, okay. And she's just like, let me put this on the object so I can drag you all.
Yeah.
You all you drag this shit downstairs. You fucking go. I'm just gonna drag you straight down there. And yeah, a little bit more. Bam. Right up the front door there, or?
Yep.
All right.
I can't believe I'm making you do this.
She waves her hand like in a dismissive way.
Okay. Illyria thinks. And then thinks it's probably a little insensitive to ask, do you sleep? Because answer's probably no, but
She shakes her head no.
Do you keep watch?
She thinks. She kind of shakes her head no. But
good.
But like, yeah, she's like
Illyria like perks up when Orchestra says no. And she pats her on the shoulders again. Good. That's actually very encouraging. If I'm asleep, do whatever you want to do.
She nods her head yes. And with that, she's like,
she's so happy that she said that, because yesterday it was no, I really shouldn't. Illyria's like yes internally.
Yeah, she seems like that, and she kind of like holds out that box you made for her again. I feel like she just wants to go listen to that more.
That's me. Illyria sagely nods.
Yeah, she's like, okay. She waves her wand again as you kind of settle in and lets you another lullaby, another night. This time in the most location possible.
Yeah, no, she was kind of counting on that lullaby to be able to even fall asleep here. So
you lay down, and finally your instincts stop beating in your head, and having acted on your own way. In a way, you probably think that, honestly, both of the people you look up to would have been proud of you for that. As you just kind of tuck inside and slowly fall asleep. And with that, you drift off. And I'm going to call a quick break before the final scene, okay?
Sweat. Why?
I'm
Why
gonna
do we
be
get
right
the
back. About
Why
10,
do we
15 minutes. Don't worry about
10
it. I'll be right back.
10
Get some
to
water.
15 What the fuck?
No,
Okay.
probably not that long. Just give me a bit, okay?
Okay, take your time.
Use the bathroom, get some water, get some whatever you got to do, okay?
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Cool.
no,
Be right
sound
back.
good. Yeah, cool. The fuck? I'm gonna fucking die. Oh. It's fine. I swear to God, if Orchestra, the way that Christian will rip my heart out is by Orchestra losing whatever she's gained here. That's the way. It's the way he does it. That's the way he'll do it. And I hope he didn't hear that because I'm afraid. It's probably fine. J-Man says the OBS can't hear him, so people are gonna think I'm talking to myself. J-Man also says, thanks for watching. Play Gundam Extreme vs. Maxi Boost. Don't play Gundam Seed Max. Holy shit. I assume this is gonna be lost in editing, but I'm kind of tempted for you to leave this bit in of me just fucking monologuing to the void. Mask, you can talk to me. Oh, don't worry, it'll be in.
I don't know if I'm audible to OBS.
I think you are. I don't think J-Man can magic your voice away.
J-Man, am I audible to OBS, or is it only a J-only experience? Oh, goodness.
Yes.
I can be heard.
Me and my pal Mask get to chill with Ghost J-Man sassing us from the void.
It's where he lives. So how are you feeling?
Feeling really good. This session was great. I like the ones that I've give and take because it feels good to like it feels good basically to feel like you are making mistakes but also steps forward, because it'd be boring if I only succeeded, and it'd be also like I don't think it'd sell the character properly if she was very, very good at this.
Yup.
She's sort of like middling good at most of it, very good at some aspects, and miserable at others.
I am delighted by just the diversity of her successes and failures, and at what times. It is a delight. I have no fucking clue how you... I never expected you to get to the exact place you're at, and that's fucking fantastic to me.
That's really cool. I hope, God, I hope, I am full of hope that, that everything I'm doing is building towards something good, because I have a fucking theory, and I'm all eggs in that basket, so...
I believe in you!
We're gonna see!
You're doing pretty good so far, all things considered.
Excellent, that's reassuring to hear. I'm glad that, like, shockingly glad that, fucking... What's-his-face is here? I'm shockingly glad that, that Sam's here.
Right? It's just nice. Also, the fact that you got to drop the lore bomb about how his life is literally fueled by donuts. Oh dear God, someone help him.
Sam is unstoppable.
We know, because the world has tried.
Yep.
God, this poor man. Fuck, yeah, it's just nice. And it sounds like, well, you know, it'll be cool. Sounds like there might be someone else, you know, who might be in here.
Yeah.
That's fun, huh?
That is.
Fun. What a fun and friendly person to be able to run into.
Yes. You were correct.
I'm so
Oh.
excited.
Yep.
God, my fucking heart, man. The part where you went, okay, no, I'm going to use Doc Mech's shop in an important scene. I'm going to make it emotionally important, and I'm going to spend a really appropriate thematic thing to get it.
Doc Mech, the most clutch character, really, in Indigo.
Doc fucking Mech, man.
Doc Mech and Nox Valor Academy Indigo.
No. That's Boruto Nakusu.
That sure is his name, ain't it?
That's his legal name, and how dare you say otherwise?
Holy shit.
The audacity, sir.
I was not ready for fucking Boruto.
None of us are ever ready for Boruto.
No one's ever ready
Okay.
for Boruto is really the lesson here.
If we can take anything away from this series as a whole, I hope it can be no one is ever ready for Boruto. I haven't watched enough of Valor Academy yet to know who Sasuke is. Or Sasuke's offspring, I guess. I don't know enough about Naruto either. Shit, my nerd cred.
Yeah, no, oh boy. Nox. I'm glad Nox wandered into the fucking episode 1. Nox of Indigo, episode 0. Nox enters the scene, goes down a hole, travels back in time, winds up in fucking Doc Mech's shop.
He fell down a hole.
I'm gonna send you the secret action that I left with
Oh my god,
Boruto
yes,
Noxu.
yes, please.
This is a very important one. Let me grab it. Welcome back. Hello.
Hi. Are there some secrets happening?
Yes.
Secrets from the audience.
Yes, secrets from the audience. I'm gonna shoot this over to you. I don't know if fucking Boruto is gonna come through for me, but we're gonna see.
I believe in him. I believe in the him who you believe in. Shit! I like that a lot!
We're gonna see if that pays off at any point in the future.
We're gonna find out.
That's
a very good thing to have said. I like that.
That's a really cool scene.
That was a really good scene. I'm ready to die now.
Let's go.
Ready to die.
All right, cool. Let's.
Hey, it's Bugman. Ready to die.
All right, let's get going. So, you wake up again in that similar theater room. Though, this time, it's not on a chair that you wake up on. And you wake up.
I'm sure you've noticed something's just a smidgen different considering today's performance is done.
She looks around.
Yes.
I'm gonna just really quick see if I lose my shit. She exhales, trusting whatever is happening here.
Let me get rid of. Yeah,
Kill that one.
kill that one. There we go.
And then yes, what you call it? If I could see the rest of the audience too, that'd be. I saw them a second ago.
Absolutely,
It was bad. Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to see them immediately, but there was an extra one at the bottom. But just pretend you didn't see them at first.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. She, oh boy, she pulls herself to and summons her instincts. Yeah, I noticed, it feels different in here.
It does. It does. You see, we were supposed to have one more scene, one that really helps tell the story further, propel it. However, because things keep on changing and more problems keep coming up during the production, we need to do rehearsals! I'm sorry. That's a word you seem to enjoy a lot as of recently. Far more than you anticipated! You've said it more than thank you! I told you you would regret that decision. I just didn't expect it to be so quickly! Anything to say for yourself? And might I advise against I'm sorry?
She focuses in on Zenith. Well, as far as the tone of the play goes, a performance always needs a dip in the second act. A moment in which the hero is at their lowest. I don't think I've hit that point yet. But I'm starting to worry what it might look like.
You are right. You haven't hit there yet, and in fact, there have been many, many highs. So many just heartwarming scenes, and don't get me wrong, those are appreciated because when you fall, it's going to be so much better. But my patience is running thin. So, I think it's time we made some revisions to the
And
script.
with that, suddenly, in that moment, the room does light up for real this time, as rehearsals begin. All of the staff here to watch, waiting and ready.
I'd like to provide an option for the story. If you're so interested. As we both agree, you need to suffer more. Really get you down in that gutter you belong in. So, how about this? Either I take Beatrice's life,
And Zenith points at Orchestra.
or I take that little box. And let me make this clear. When I say Beatrice's life, I mean her life. I don't mean to inconvenience her or make her day difficult. No. I mean to give Taka one more hole to dig.
She stops. Thinks for a second. She turned over the scenario multiple times in her head. Ever since Zenith offered the very, very first prompt, she knew that eventually it would come to a choice between two different things. And, she didn't quite expect it to take this shape. She thought it would be the lives of two people she cared about greatly. And this decision should be a simple one. For a doctor, it's a simple call. A life's a life. Things can just be replaced. But it clicks to her. Okay. Kill Beatrice. There was no hesitation.
Oh dear. Because of how quickly you answered.
He extends his hand, and the box comes to him.
You've proven to me which one's more valuable.
She looks over at the box and looks back to Zenith. Well, how does this play out then?
Well, the easiest is that I just snap this
And you see that he is beginning to twist it further and further, and it is cracking.
No countermeasure. You normally have so many requests. I figured a little prima donna like you would have something else that you'd even attempt to barter. But I guess it is in testudo blood to just kill if it's necessary.
Illyria realizes what's happening. The corner of her mouth is twisted into a smile. Doesn't quite know why, but in this moment, she feels like something is finally starting to click for her. No. Do what you came for.
Oh, you are fascinating.
He looks over to Orchestra.
Remember who chose this?
And he'll just snap the box.
Orchestra keeps playing. Her head is faced towards the crowd, or an invisible orchestra that plays. She hears the snap and makes no reaction besides gripping tightly to her conductor's wand, but she plays all the same.
I'm getting a little annoyed now. This is tragedy! Heartbreak! I have literally broken your heart!
And just throws the boxes on the ground.
Illyria.
You
Illyria's actually going to interrupt. She focuses hard on Zenith. Yeah, it's tragedy. It's heartbreak. The nature of this story is to rip you down to your absolute core. But you know what the other side of heartbreak is? It's healing. It's growth. That is what a doctor does. So you can tear me down to nothing. You can take everything away, but I'll come crawling back from the depths of hell.
Illyria, you're very foolish. Both of those options really didn't have anything to punish you directly. You still have your health, your mind, your body, even your own heart. Everything that I offered to take was from other people. I was hurting everyone around you. There was no consequence for you. That's why the choice was so easy. Orchestra's the one that sacrificed for you. You've lost nothing in this.
The eyes of the mask glare again. Of course. Yeah, okay, now I'm starting to get it. She takes another step forward and draws up to her full height. You don't understand the heart of a doctor at all! Every drop of blood, every last damn pill we make our patients take is us suffering along with them. You think we get to walk away fine at the end of the day? What a joke! Your play's a farce!
You let that note again hang off. I want you to, again, directly make a roll for me. Make a roll with your blue.
Okay.
Attack the play for me.
And I get a +3 to this, thanks to acting against the play. Bada boom!
Holy shit! Okay. Alright, so play's got a roll in the fence now. Zenith, make me a roll to die.
Alrighty. Boop. Great.
So, in that way, Illyria, you deal
Yes.
9 damage to the play. Because of a discovery you made earlier, the play was at 9 health. You wound the production.
Oh?
So, in that way, that singular aspect, the thing that was held so close in the clutches, the thing dangled in front of you, that which was hope, in that moment is snapped, shattered. The control it had, you feel a reverberation spread across the entire place. It was, all of it, useless. A pile of lies leading to this idea that you had, at any point, lost that hope. You've reclaimed it from the stage. Hope now falls once more in the doctor's hands. The delusion has taken a wound.
You doctors. This is so irritating. Why must you be the one that's so interesting yet the most problematic? Why couldn't you just curl up and die like the others? But there is a story that needs to be told, and we're barely done with the first act. And besides, you were so busy worrying about this
Gestures to Orchestra.
that you forgot that tomorrow, dozens of people are going to be experiencing some dreadful illnesses, courtesy of you, and how many times you said sorry. And originally I was going to be generous and make it maybe not nearly as severe as Teach. Oh, no. You clearly need to focus more. It will be immeasurable suffering. Maybe I will just kill the bee.
Illyria still feeling the heat in her chest. Exhales. That's right. It's time for Act 2. So send me back. I'm not gonna say do your worst, because I'm sure that is yet to come. Why spoil the surprise?
But not quite yet.
Well, unfortunately for you, you had requested to know when danger is coming. You are so very forgetful, dear Illyria. Oh yes, the tragedy is coming your way. But maybe I need to make it more pinpointed. I think I've been going about this wrong. You know what? That's on me. It really is. The role of a director is to make sure I make everyone as comfortable on stage as possible. And I've been missing the mark more than once. The problem is you're too busy saving someone. And you have been successful for the most part. The real tragedy is if you killed them. How does that make you feel? I know how much you hate the idea of causing pain. Clearly why you like working with machines.
And he just kicks the box at Orchestra and tries to hit her with it.
All right,
They
give me a roll.
don't squeal with
I'll do that,
pain.
actually.
Yeah, is that
I'll do that
boost?
for you on the side. Don't worry about it. It whacks her on the back of the head hard.
Look
She
at
keeps
that.
playing.
That's why you would prefer to work with machines. You can cut and slice and do as you please and not feel a thing. But maybe there's something else I can do with you. Yes. Empathy seems to be something you're quite good at, but what if you could really feel it? You know? What if I made it so what they feel,
He points,
you feel?
and suddenly, Illyria, the back of your head, right where Orchestra was hit, you can feel a numbing pain.
Illyria, take 4 damage.
Of course.
Imagine every soul you've touched linked to you. Every time you fail them, you are hurt.
She's down on the ground. Like, she's pretty much on her knees wincing.
I'm not entirely certain where this courage has come from. It's been cute for a while, but now it's just repetitive. You know?
She feels the sting and like tears coming to her eyes.
Oh, finally, I've been waiting for those. Take off your mask. I want to see him.
She refuses. Like the last bit of petty defiance is definitely her like attaching the mask and holding it closer. Can't. Oh, all the patience watching.
Illyria, take off the mask. I want our lovely audience to know exactly what it is they're rooting for.
I think we should roll to do and respectively die.
Oh yeah, I think so.
12. Or 13.
Alrighty. Make me do roll then, Zenith.
All right.
Get a +4 to this.
+4.
Ooh. Mine's a 15, sorry. Yup!
Oh boy, Zenith's coming and swinging!
She...
Take it off.
With shaking hands. She does so.
So, you'd taken 4 damage previously.
That's 8.
That's 8 damage. What does that put
Yep.
you at?
2 HP.
Okay, you're not down yet.
I'm glad I purchased that health!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, heavens. That's rough.
She just stands on the stage and starts to cry.
You know, they say
The crowd
that...
guffaws, all of their twisted faces just kind of making a bunch of different noises. Some laugh, some seem horrified, others just quietly watch on. No ability to see how they feel on their face, and sometimes that's the worst part. That's the worst sting.
That is the importance of a mask. It is for your own safety, but clearly it is also for the safety of others.
Bravo.
Ugh. Positively horrendous. Hell, I got more light in my eyes. Oh dear. Maybe that should be one of your punishments. Keep it off for a while. Learn your lesson.
No.
Oh dear. Oh dear, is that... is that the first time that you're really showing this might hurt you?
She looks down and just shakes her head. Please no.
Illyria. Tell you what. I'm a reasonable man. But I need a little honesty before I make a decision.
He points at Orchestra.
Did she say sorry to you in the bathroom? And if so, how many times?
Orchestra kind of stops for a moment, and she turns around, and she shakes her head no.
I'm so tired of liars. You put on such a brave face, Illyria, but it's clearly a lie because it's not even your face.
You see he's holding the mask.
And you, Orchestra, you're a dirty little liar too.
She continues
you-
conducting.
If you're curious, you said sorry 3 times. The point of sorry is to show remorse, but eventually for you, it's gonna be regret. And why make it wait? I think I'm gonna make everything a lot harder for you. Because you've made things hard for me. I wanna like you, Illyria. I really do. You're so fun. And while this is not pretty,
He just gestures to just your face in general.
what's in here is gorgeous. And I want to share that with them. So maybe I should take away some toys. Orchestra! Change of plans. You'll be staying behind stage for a while.
Orchestra continues composing. She acknowledges that and keeps playing. Best she can do is fulfill her role right now.
Zenith looks down at this broken woman.
Unless, of course, you have some form of demand. Some form of exchange that would be worth my time.
She slowly shakes her head.
That is delicious. Do you see, dear audience? Hope is crumbling. It has been destroyed in front of you. Decimated into nothing but ashes. Dust in the wind. The hero is broken. Will they rise up? I'm very uncertain. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit more for you to fall from. You've dug yourself a pretty deep hole, Illyria. Hell, I don't even know what the bottom is at the point for you. But I'm sure we'll find it real soon. Don't be too surprised if the city looks a little rougher tomorrow. You can thank yourself for that.
And with that, the spotlights click off. The production ending for the night. Rehearsal's over. All of the players know their lines. With the city to be a ruin, struggle on the streets, danger, plague. The Pandora's box is opened. Yet, hope has been let out this time. And perhaps that hope will be what carries this district through its final moments. The day ends, Orchestra departs, so too does Zenith. All that is left upon this stage is a single woman, a doctor. And I'm going to ping and then turn things on. Yet, a single stage light turns on. Supposedly, perhaps one stagehand decides to pity you in one moment. And when that happens,
She stands and actually quietly reattaches the mask. Inhales deeply and is going to travel behind stage. She parts those curtains and
the red light seems to fade as you step back into this other spot.
And as she starts to walk, it's weird. She is broken. She absolutely is, but that last bit of resistance she'd been throwing up, that last bit of bravado has fallen away, and something has stuck in her mind. Something that she learned today that is something that could only exist because she was so thoroughly broken. She parts the curtains and goes backstage. And that final bit of resistance begins to take shape. She slowly starts to shake her head. Everything she said at the start, all that she pointed out to Zenith, all of that has remained true. and she starts to realize exactly the shape of this play that she's taking. She wanders, braces herself up against the wall. I was too weak to go outside and face the reality of having patients I'd care for, patients that would die. Because this pain, that of responsibility, that of loss, you need to know it in order to know that you were capable of healing someone. She looks down at her hands. I think my sin is and will always be this idea that I can fix them. I think that's the one that my family taught me, and I think that's the one that I'll continue to operate under. She touches the back of her head, this point of pain that connects her to one of her patients, one of the people she starts to save. She wanted to save. She looks, checks for blood, and sees that there's none. She starts to laugh again, tears streaming from her eyes. What I wouldn't have given for the ability to feel everything that they felt. To be able to suffer along with the people I wanted to save most. She begins to feel the fire reignite. This time, clearer. It's far more mournful. But for the first time, Illyria feels like she can get it. She collapses on the ground. I've never been sick myself. I'm too well taken care of. I've never suffered myself. I'm too well taken care of. I've only been able to look down from my ivory tower at the people suffering around me, and for the first time, I can feel it. And, yeah, she just collapses, starting to cry. A combination of just horror and relief. Because for the first time, she knows what it is like to finally suffer. And in that regard, as a doctor, she can finally start to help.
Nice.
And that is the final note for her. Oh boy. Okay, excellent.
Okay. Nice.
Jesus, heavy session.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man.
Sorry about that.
It's fine. She's got a... Oh, boy.
We can call the recording there, by the way. Thank you, J-Man.
Oh, jeez.